You have everything ready. Okay, I'm still kind of learning all this. I like with YouTube and all that, kind of just figuring out how all this new live stream stuff works. Now I have the ability to do it and all that.
Okay.
All right,
Yeah,
now
like
we're
YouTube
good.
always changes.
Yeah, and because now you can schedule and all that, and that's what I was trying to learn how to do and all that. And let's see, I'm gonna test the stream on my other device really quick. Says we had three people. Okay, I know who they are, and I can finally upload a thumbnail instead of taking a really dumb picture of myself. We have It's Joe here. He used to be Raptor King. Let me see. Can I top messages? I want all messages. Okay, there we go. Yeah, and if you guys are watching the stream, you may notice that you're not looking at my ugly mug this time. Might hear the other stream in the background going off. I'm trying to make sure everything sounds clear. But I got my thing right here and my little sketch pad, and basically the intention with here was to draw instead of just staring at me the whole however long this lasts. We got Louis, the JP fan here. Hey Tyler, if you can just say anything, I'll go ahead and make sure this is sounding all right.
Okay. Hey guys, what's up? This is Tyler Olsen here with Jurassic Room over here.
All right, it sounds good. All right, logging
Okay.
out of that one. I can raise a little higher though, so it sounds better. Just gonna add a book under it. I'm just Jimmy rigging this whole thing. And let's see, got a book there. All right, just so it sounds a little better. All right, guys, and of course, welcome to Jurassic Room. We got three people here so far, and you can see this. This here on the sketch pad here was just an idea for a tattoo I was thinking about getting possibly. So yeah, there's a mock-up of what it was gonna look like. In case you want to like type in the stream anything you can think of you want me to draw or whatever. Mostly dinosaurs or whatever. I can barely draw people. I'll show you. Let's see. That's like one of the only few people I've drawn. I was trying to learn a little bit. You know, it's one of the first, and it's all right. I don't want to show this next page. Let's see what else I got in here. Mostly ideas for a lightsaber I was trying to build, or possibly going to build. A couple of different human sketches I was working on. I'm trying to build up my the way I draw. This is an idea for a the reptilians story I was working on. One of the creatures y'all can see in the stream. Let's see what else I got in here. Yeah, it's not a great one. Different mock-ups for another creature I was working on. I'm just going through my book real quick. Hey, Wicked's in here too. This is another idea. This is actually, and Tyler knows this from a previous stream, I was talking about an idea for a story called Creation, which essentially was based somewhat off of, let's see, Marion C. Cooper's original, or not Marion C. Cooper, but Willis O'Brien's original idea for King Kong. Of course, Willis O'Brien's story was mixed together with Marion C. Cooper having a nightmare about a giant gorilla attacking New York, which is what brought upon the creation of King Kong. And this idea kind of was somewhat based off of Willis O'Brien's original idea of creation. And this was one of the ideas of the story, was to have a mass herd, essentially, of how these animals would grow to adapt and would live in a massive herd consisting of both dinosaurs and prehistoric megafauna. Here you got mastodons and mammoths, ornithomimids, pachycephalosaurus. I believe that's a Euoplocephalus here, megalosaurus, Stegosaurus, Edmontosaurus. I think these are Camarasaurs. of course, the trike, the Edmontosaurus, and the Lambeosaurus here. It wasn't finished though, and you see a whale in the background. That's a Basilosaurus. Let's see, going through a couple of these. It's always fun to go through old sketches, which are mostly unfinished. That was one of the better ones. An idea for another character. I swear I'll get to Tyler in a second. I was just going through all this. See,
Oh
that
yeah,
was...
no problem. Oh yeah, no problem. Take your time. I'm very patient.
Let's see, more creature ideas. Mostly unfinished T-Rex drawings is what this consists of. That was for a church thing. And then that was a Hobgoblin drawing I did a while back. And I had a really bad T-Rex there. This, guys, if you've ever watched my overdue review of Godzilla from 1998, you can actually see this was the actual drawing I made for that speed draw for that video. So there it is, just a little revisit. And that's about it. If y'all want to, let's see, just describe anything. I can't draw people. I cannot draw, as you can see here, this is a whole mash. I actually spilled tea on this page. I'm learning to draw people. Like, that eye isn't bad. I've been learning to draw people. Like, if you ask me to draw anything, I can draw, like, reptilian-like scales and all this, dinosaurs and all that, because that's what I learned to draw on. I couldn't really draw people. I've never learned to really draw people. I've just now started to learn a little bit. Like, this is like one of the first ever drawings I've ever done of a human being. And it kind of looks like a really misshapen Elsie Chapman from Godzilla, the animated series, in my opinion. And then there's, like, see, this looks relatively good. This looks somewhat terrifying. And I think I have one more. This was the other idea for the whole tattoo, if I can put that. Yeah, I probably didn't think I was thinking about getting a tattoo, but I was. And
Hey Taylor, I'll be right back. I just gotta use the washroom.
all right, that's fine.
Okay.
But essentially, the idea for the tattoo was, this part up here was the original, this drawing over here, and it was going to be Battle of Big Rock inspired. My logo with the Allosaurus and the Nasutoceratops, and then the rest of it here was essentially going to have the Mosasaurus leaping up after the shark, and then raptor claws coming down. It'd look, 3D on my arm, and I've messed with this a little bit. It would have had the T-Rex, the Indominus, and the Spinosaurus heads inside the scratch marks, and little bits of foliage on the side, while you also see the Dilophosaurus head coming around here, the Indoraptor, Brachiosaurus down here, I think Carnotaurus here, and Blue here, Parasaurolophus, and down here would have had the male and female Velociraptors from Jurassic Park 3. That was the idea of it originally. And then here was a spot for a new dino if I ever wanted to add something from the Jurassic World 3 or whatever. That was the Jurassic Park tattoo I was thinking. This is just a mock-up sketch. So, and I don't have a mechanical pencil, which I would normally draw on. So, I'm just working with pen here. So, let me read the chat a little bit. All right, hey, it's been a while. Nice Zilla, thanks. Godzilla was one of the first things I learned a little bit to draw, was Godzilla from 1998. I've got another older picture. If you check my Instagram, it's on there. My Instagram is where I post most of my other art, where I have that Godzilla picture on there. I can actually try and draw a Godzilla if y'all want. Try and draw like the Godzilla King of the Monsters. That's what we could do with this picture for today. Right now, I'm just going to work on something really quick and kind of get we'll draw, I think this was running out of ink. We'll draw this isn't going to be a really good raptor. We'll draw a raptor real quick. I've got to improve my, go back and take a look, because I haven't really looked at how to draw the dinosaurs in a long time. Like a long time ago I did, and I've used the same style ever since then. Like, see, that goes way too far into the face. That neck is too long. This is just a quick draw, of course, but still no excuse. Not even trying at this point. This is just a quick sketch. A little bit of muscle definition there. We'll add the armored scales there. Shoulder blade. Could make a leaping raptor. Didn't execute that foot right. Oh, that's terrible. Didn't judge that size well at all. Oh, that's ugly. Yeah, that's an ugly velociraptor. Yeah, that raptor's got a fat tail. Turn that off.
Hey, I'm back.
All right.
Sorry about that.
Working on a terrible velociraptor drawing.
No problem. Do you, it's alright if say any talk about any news to keep everyone entertained. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. All right, guys. Like, my name's Tyler Olsen. It's been a long time. Doing this live stream. Like, sadly, with life and busy days, has kept us from doing this. So the last one I think we did was July.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been such a while, and so many things has happened. Really, so much so much news, so much everything that we need to cover. Like it's like so now let's see. So now let's get into our topic. So our first news is anyone who plays Magic the Gathering, the guys who that directed Avengers Endgame, the Russo brothers, Joe and Anthony Russo, they have went to Netflix and they are now officially in the works of an animated Magic the Gathering TV show, and it will be coming this year. Hasn't been much details, but we do know that it with the Russo brothers, like the guys who give us Avengers Endgame, it's in good hands.
That sounds cool. I've never played Magic the Gathering, but I know a lot of people that do. But that sounds pretty cool. Especially since it's Joe and Anthony Russo, so you know it's going to be good.
Mm-hmm.
Also, by the way, sorry, did you hear or have you seen the trailer? I haven't watched it quite yet because I'm gonna react to it. They got a Mortal Kombat film coming, cartoon coming out.
Animated film, yes, I heard about that on comicbook.com.
Yeah, and it's from the same studio that does the other DC animated films, based on the New 52 and all that. And it looks so good.
Yeah, and also speaking of video games, I don't know if do you have Netflix?
I do. I just don't really watch too much on it.
Okay, well, have you heard about this one show? Because I watched it and it's a good show. Anyone who plays plays fantasy games will love this show. And that show was Henry Cavill himself, The Witcher.
Oh yeah, The Witcher. I do want to see that. I'm a big Henry Cavill fan.
Yeah, like he's good in the film. Like he's good in the show. Like if you guys watch Game of Thrones, like it's definitely one of those shows that'd be like that's like you know like to keep you into that Game of Thrones type of vibe. So like you know you can like since Game of Thrones is ended, you can like watch it to still have like that fantasy genre show that you always that you want to get after Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also another fantasy show another fantasy franchise is now in the works with a couple multiple shows I heard, and I can't believe not a lot of people are talking about this. And I haven't played the game. Like I have a couple friends played it, but it's based off a tabletop game, and I watched one of the anime films they done years ago, and it's good, and I love the franchise. It's like one of the most famous franchise games, and even inspired World of Warcraft. And that tabletop game is of course Warhammer.
Oh really?
Yeah, they have announced and in the works of a couple Warhammer shows, and the live action one that they confirmed months ago will be in the hands of the creator of The Man in the High Castle, which is about an alternate history if the Nazis won World War II. And I gotta watch the show because, like, for me, I want to see because I love alternate history, so I would like to see, like, you know, what would stuff be like and that time. But anyway, I can't wait to see like the Warhammer show because I love Warhammer, and there's so many races of aliens and creatures, and not like that, but there's orcs with guns and chainsaws, and not only that, but some of them has like cigars with the classic smoking type of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, I can't wait. But yeah, I can't wait to see that show, and I love Warhammer. It's like Game of Thrones. It's like fantasy meets like science fiction. Like you know, like there's two franchises of Warhammer. There's the Warhammer Fantasy, which is Warhammer, and there's Warhammer 40K, which is fantasy meets science fiction. And and yeah, I can't wait for it. But anyway, back to on point. Other piece of news that we gotta talk about is the Morbius trailer.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think Jared Leto is making a huge comeback after the Joker. Like, I think he'll be the star of the movie. Like, he looks good as Morbius. Not only that, but just I think Sony is really, because we hate them for, like, taking Spider-Man away, but now, like, they're because for me, I had some worry, because for me, like, I wanted them to, like, do more business with the MCU and stuff, but thanks to the Morbius trailer and seeing what they're doing, it looks like that, like, where in the trailer you see the Spider-Man poster with the word murderer, but that is not the Spider-Man suit from the MCU. That is Sam Raimi's Spider-Man. So
Yeah.
I'm wondering if they're gonna, like, not only have a live action Spider-Verse, but also have Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire come back and reprise their roles.
That's a possibility. I think it's more just for because of the rights. Because I don't think they're gonna want to confuse people with in regards to the Vulture and, like, say they could do the Spider-Verse thing. I just don't know if they're gonna want to do that for the Morbius movie. I think they're gonna want to save that for, like, Venom and all that. But let's see. What was it? I was just thinking of something else. I forgot whatever it was. But yeah, he looks like Morbius. I loved everything in the trailer. I know a lot of people are still a little, because he tried to, like, cancel out Joaquin Phoenix's Joker movie, and I know a lot of people were pretty salty about that, but he looks really good, and it confused me at first in the trailer. I saw the mist and all that and thought he was, like, doing Nightcrawler stuff, but of course he wasn't. It was just the extra sensory stuff that was going on.
Yeah. But and yeah, like, and also speaking and Michael Keaton, like, like you mentioned earlier, he was in trailer, like we all know that that's him as the Vulture, and I just really do hope that that this is true, because, like, if this is true, then not only Morbius is an MCU movie, it's the first ever movie that doesn't look like it's being part of the MCU, just like Venom is, but it's like, but like at the end of it, it is, and it's planting the seeds. So it's like another universe that's part of that, because, like, like Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness is coming out next year, and and it could have, and not only it has, like, different universes in Marvel's franchise, but it can have different universes from other franchises as well. So anything's possible.
Yeah. Let's see, what else was there? Let's see what. And I wonder if, well, I guess it's not confirmed yet, but I think a lot of the rumors going around that Doctor Octopus is going to be in this movie. It's going to be played by, I forget his name. Jared Harris, that's right, who played Moriarty in the Sherlock Holmes movie. Let's see, and have you heard of the, I'm pretty sure you've seen them, the leaks from the toys mostly, that we're apparently going to get, and I'm sorry if there's any spoilers here, guys, but they've been out for a while, but if we're going to get Mecha Godzilla in Godzilla versus Kong.
Nice.
Because the toy show, and it's a very different version of Mecha Godzilla. He looks very robotic in a way, it's kind of hard to say, but not really battle active in a way. And by the way, the toys look great also, because if anyone knows that if any of y'all are toy collectors and you've seen the Kong Skull Island line, at least, those were not great toys, but it looks like we're at least getting some cool Kong toys with this new Godzilla wave, and we're finally getting a Skullcrawler figure. That was one of the biggest... Oh, I almost knocked everything over. One of the biggest things that made me so mad about that wave was that we got nothing but a tiny 2-inch Skullcrawler that had nothing but maybe... I don't think even the jaw unhinged. Like, just complete Although I do give Leonard credit, that was like their first thing they've done outside of like the soldiers and all of that. And they've since they've very much improved. The Rampage figures were very well done. And they recently did Jumanji, and all the Jumanji figures are very nice. They're mostly just animal toys, but they're very well done. They got gimmicks at least. So I'm hoping that, well, that was Leonard. Now we know that it's Playmates doing this line. Jack Pacific covers Godzilla. So it's kind of weird. I don't know where the toy rights lie, because Jack Pacific always did the Godzilla toys, and then Leonard did Kong Skull Island. But now you got Playmates doing both Godzilla and Kong. Not to mention the toys look pretty good from the blur images that we got, but and they of course made the 2005 King Kong toy line, but of course their quality has slipped in like the past decade, which actually we'll actually be doing that this year. King Kong 2005 turns 15 years old, or is it, yeah, 15 this year.
Wow,
It's been
really?
15 years since King Kong, Peter Jackson's King Kong.
Yeah. Also, I love that movie so much because, like, for me, I love the whole aspect of the Skull Island. For me, I like because like I remember like going online, learning about the different creatures, like the evolved creatures, learning about like the V Rexes, because at first I thought they were T Rexes, but they are actually evolved T Rexes, and
Yeah.
just like just watching that movie gets you so interested, and you want to know more about these creatures. Like for me, like when I was watching that movie, for me, I know like I do love like them like still like honoring the movie and bring calm from Skull Island, but for me, I would love to see if they brought all the creatures from Skull Island into the movie, not just calm, but all the creatures. Can you just imagine the anarchy of all those creatures like getting out, and just what it would do? Like like if those creatures like were there, I think those creatures would save King Kong's life.
Yeah. And we're supposed to
Not
be
like
getting skull
sorry, go ahead.
crawlers. We're supposed to be getting skull crawlers in I believe in Kong, in Godzilla vs Kong. So I'm really happy that we're gonna revisit some of those different creatures. I hopefully get to see some of the ones that were deleted from Kong Skull Island, like the antlered tiger. That was one of the coolest designs I remember.
Yeah, and I hope they still, and I hope even after Godzilla vs Kong, I really do hope we get more creatures from Skull Island, because I remember like watching that video from Tommy H talking about all the creatures from Skull Island, the ones that are in the movie and the ones that are not. And for me, because before me, like before the director of the movie said that there won't be any dinosaurs or prehistoric creatures like in the movie, I was like very excited to see them. But then when he said that, like I was like very upset and very disappointed that there won't be any dinosaurs or prehistoric creatures. But seeing like the movie and stuff like that, for me, I could, we would see some dinosaurs and prehistoric creatures, but like for me, maybe there will be, but I'm happy. I'm happy of what we got, and it still got me interested because I liked the designs of the creatures. Probably my favorite one, like people are going to say maybe it's a scroll, maybe his favorite is a skull crawler. Mine is actually the water buffalo type creature.
Yeah, the Skur Buffalo.
Yeah, because I love how he comes up from that water and just like show like that he looks like he's about to charge, but he's not. He's just like that. He's just like one of those like herbivore type creatures that looks like that. Like yeah, he can like charge, he can hurt, but like he's kind of like a smarter creature. Like he doesn't like he just like is just like coming out of the water, just like coming out of Sonya.
Yeah. See, I think my favorite creature was I feel like there was something else in the concept art that I really liked. I can't remember what it was though. I did like the bat creatures, not just the let's see, what are they called, the leather wings. But there's another creature, the psycho vulture, which were really reminded me of the Pteropus mordax from the 2005 King Kong. And then, of course, the tiger with antlers. That's just such a unique, cool design that I really wish that was in the movie. I feel like there was
Yeah.
something else, but I can't remember what it was. And I of course, really do love the skull crawlers. I remember my biggest criticism, though, of the movie when it first came out was that there weren't any dinosaurs, or that all he fights was just a big skull crawler. But I've long since gotten over that. I just love the design, especially. And I even did a video a long time ago. I wish we could get it confirmed. Is that because so much of that creature reminds me of a mosasaur. I had the theory a long time ago that it was just an evolved mosasaur that came out of the water.
Yeah, like, yeah, I would, like, for me, like, I kind of see it, but since you're explaining it, it kind of makes sense because like, the mosasaur is related to monitor lizards, so it could be.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, since we're talking about King Kong, like, there's also one important thing that we haven't mentioned in the most in the Peter Jackson's masterpiece of the King Kong movie. We're forgetting one more thing about that movie.
See, what was it?
Was that Ions, like, and that is, of course, the amazing performance and the scene that at the end that makes me cry the most every time I watch it, of King Kong stuff. The amazing performance of Andy Serkis. I don't think with him doing King Kong, I don't think we would have got him to come back into the ape character of Caesar from Rise of Planet of the Apes.
Yeah, true. And I really can't wait. Andy Serkis is one of my favorite actors, and let's see. Of course, what he's working on now, he's directing Venom 2, of course, and then he's also going to be playing Alfred in the Batman.
Yeah, I love Andy Serkis. Like, he's like one of the best. To me, he's the king of motion catcher. Like, if there was like a school for like actors, and they have like they have a class of motion capture, Andy Serkis would be like the master Yoda of like all the actors, because he plays characters that are just impossible. Not like that, but you feel like you are seeing them face to face, like they're real. Like the apes from Rise of Planet of the Apes, like the CGI is so good. You don't know if it's CGI. You don't know if they're real, like, because like, they're just so well done. And Andy Serkis, like, really is not like those type of actors that, like, he's where, he's not like, playing like a character and he's like, like making fun of it or like not embracing that. But but no, he's not those people. He's embracing and looking at the character and doing, and looks like that he's like learning about like how this character would do, how this character would evolve, and and not like that, but mannerisms. He looks like that he's like been a fan of these characters and these franchises for a long period of time, and like I said, he's just a character with just like unpredictably possibilities.
Yeah. And let's see. I was going there with something and I can't remember what it was. And let's see, he's honestly one of the best picks for Alfred. I was really hyped for Jeremy Irons to play Alfred, and I'm sad we didn't get to see more of that because I love Jeremy Irons as an actor also. But he is the next best pick I can think of as Alfred, and I could picture Andy Serkis being like let's see, what do you call it? Because Alfred used to be an officer. I can't remember what. He was in the military. I can't remember which one though. But I could picture Andy Serkis kind of playing that role a little bit. And let's see. Trying to think of anything. I had more ideas earlier, and then I got started drawing, and now I'm regretting it because I've been focused on the drawing. Right now I've drawn Godzilla and King Ghidorah, or what looks almost like Ghidorah.
I think Andy Serkis, when he plays when we see him play Alfred, and I know like it's gonna be like a year since we'll see him, but to me, I think his performance of Alfred will probably be the best since Michael Caine's performance of Alfred in The Dark Knight, because just looking up his track record and just his experience, he will bring a new tone of Alfred, similar to the one of Michael Caine in the Dark Knight trilogy, but different.
Yeah. And let's see, what was it? Godzilla versus Kong, and see a little bit of the Batman. Like I should.
Also, since we talked about this like a couple of days ago, but I'm sure there's some other people that don't know about this, but Colin Trevorrow have like recently announced a new title for Jurassic World 3.
Yeah, New Era.
Yeah.
Well, it's not technically confirmed yet, but I'm pretty sure it can go a New Era. I don't really picture the other names being used other than Redemption, and I really hope it's not Jurassic Park or Jurassic World Redemption, because it's just gonna remind me of that really awkward comic from IDW a few years ago. I don't know if you're familiar with it, but Clayton Fioriti.
I am actually familiar with it. Like for me, the problem is with that comic is they showed a Dimetrodon on top of like cars and stuff like that, and I was like so into that. But then when you look into it, the Dimetrodon is just like in the cage and stuff, and you're like that's just on the cover. Like for me, I want like I wish they done a lot more better. And not like that, I wish we got more comics, and they could have chosen like better. They could have chosen like better writers. Like for me, I would have liked them to choose Jonathan Hickman. I don't know if you're familiar with him.
Yeah.
But he has like done like Secret Wars and recently the House of X.
Yeah, and not just the writers, but also the artists. Because if you look at the covers, they look really good, and then you read the actual story, and
What's that?
no, I'm good. But they're just absolutely terrible.
Yeah. But yeah, I also hope I also am glad that that Colin Trevorrow confirmed that Jurassic World will not be called Jurassic World Extinction, because for me, just like that word extinction, like it's like they just want to kill off like the franchise and just like kill off that concept that you introduced in Fallen Kingdom, because like for me, like like you bring the dinosaurs and bring the prehistoric creatures into the mainland and all over the world and open source that Colin Trevorrow said, that gives you so many possibilities to do so much more, to do more spin-offs, to do more shows, comics, like expand the universe, it's taking the franchise into a direction where you can do so much more than on the island. And if you did and having Jurassic World Extinction is like you want to kill off like all the dinosaurs and not only that, but just just what I'm trying to say is just so many good story ideas and stuff, and just what I'm trying to say is cut a franchise off with so many possibilities, and the studio just doesn't want to explore when this franchise has so many dinosaurs and prehistoric creatures that we want to see.
Yeah, and let's see, what was it? They also had that comic series. Well, it's the digital series that came out on YouTube. The little like 3-parter, I think it was.
The motion comics, I saw them, and they're good, but I wish they were like live action shorts, like Battle of Big Rock. But I can understand those would take a lot of time and money and stuff.
Yeah.
So, but I wish they could have done like better animation. And not only that, but for me, like one of the things I don't hate the franchise, but one of the things I hate that they do is they make animated shorts of like Lego Jurassic World and just so much towards the kids, and one choice is not like they just don't pay attention to a lot of continuity or canon like Star Wars does.
Yeah. And well, except when you're Jack Anthony Ewins and Colin Trevorrow. Let's see, what was it? Speaking of animated, we're also going to be getting Camp Cretaceous. I think it's supposed to come out summer this year. So we'll have to see
Yeah,
how that goes. And that's supposed to introduce, I believe it will have Edmontosaurus and Cryolophosaurus in it.
yeah. For me, like I would look like, um, you know Dave Filoni, right?
Yeah, Dave Filoni.
Yeah. For me, I would love him to like work on a Jurassic World or Jurassic Park anime TV show, and I I'm fine like with like one that's for kids, but for me for Camp Cretaceous, I would like it to be like kind of like the Clone Wars and Rebels type aspect. So like both for kids and adults to enjoy. So like not have the show kiddie like like Lego Jurassic World. So like in this anime show like have like some like dark stuff and have some, and I'm fine to have some light stuff, but I would love to see like remember the canceled Jurassic Park TV series
Yeah,
that they were going to do.
yeah,
I would love them to like to do like a Mosasaurus plesiosaur chase, and and actually no, a plesiosaur chase, and and kind of like homage to the picture of like Lex was getting chased by one, or I believe it was Lasmosaur. Anyway, I would love to see like that and see like a dinosaur battle, and it doesn't need to show, and it can show like a little blood, but but to like kind of like not go too, but not to go mature. It can like show like a dinosaur fight, and it can like just zoom into a claw, and when the claw goes down and stuff, it just shows the characters in shock, and like what happened, like the dinosaur battles killed. So like that, like so like kind of like what Dave Filoni like did in Clone Wars and Rebels, and I can't wait for the new season of Clone Wars.
yeah. I saw. I'm going to react to the trailer. It looked really good though, from what I could tell, and I'm also excited because I saw a little bit of Rebels. I gotta watch the full in full, but I did really like Rebels, and
Yeah,
I've heard that one of the big things they're working on, because Resistance was not as big as they had hoped, that they're working on a sequel series to Rebels.
and for me that's good because like there's still unanswered questions in like the series finale of Rebels. Like for me, like I'm like, what happened to Ezra, or spoilers,
Yeah,
or what happened to Frog, or what happened like for me and not like that, but I would love to see Ahsoka like again, like to see what happened to her, like like in like after when she met Ezra again, and after, and she met Sippy, and her journey with Sippy and Ren. It's just and seeing like her fate, like I said, there's just so much I would love to see in the Rebel series, and hopefully different from Star Wars Rebels, but like but I would like them to like still have like a little bit of the animation of Clone Wars, and not only that, but for me, I like Rebels, but I wish like Rebels still had like the like the narrator, or like what makes like Clone Wars better than Rebels. So I wish they like in the sequel of Rebels they have a little bit more of like the Clone Wars aspect in Rebels. Just you know what I'm saying?
yeah, and we also got to kind of, because spoilers, guys, if you haven't seen the Rise of Skywalker, we do know that if they do this with Ahsoka, we got to figure out if she or when she dies, because we hear her voice in the Rise of Skywalker when she's called out to by Rey. So it's kind of a spoiler, but we know that Ahsoka at some point has died.
Yeah.
And by the way, how did you feel about the Rise of Skywalker?
For me, I liked it. Like for me, like at first when I watched it, I loved it, and for me, I can like for me I don't understand of like like them hating it, but but I can understand. But from like but I can understand for people that there was just some stuff that I wish they could have done a lot more and done better.
Yeah.
So like for example, like I wish the runtime was like longer because if you're doing a movie that's like the ending of the Skywalker saga, it should not be short. It should be long because it gives you it gives you so much to do, and and doing like and doing a long one is like a perfect way to like end the series. So like Avengers Endgame, it did such a great job of ending the Infinity Saga.
Yeah. For me,
Yeah,
when I watched it, I had a blast in the theater. I really did. I loved it in the theater. I loved the movie. And I'd watch it again. I probably had the same experience. I like the movie, but it just has so many issues. And when I look at the trilogy as a whole, if The Last Jedi were better, I might have better feelings for it. But since The Last Jedi really isn't that great of a movie, and the fact that the sequels pretty much do nothing but prey on your nostalgia or uh, kind of just rely on retelling the stories of the original trilogy. It's like it's a fun. It has moments and it's fun, but in the end, it kind of feels hollow.
yeah. Like it's like for me, like I love Disney. I love what they're doing. Like they're giving us like they gave us a theme park. They give us like so much what the 20th Century Fox like at the time like they weren't able to do. Like they're like they have a lot of resources that they can like that they're making Star Wars happen. So like TV shows and stuff. But for me, like yeah, like I wish they could. I wish I wish they look into Star Wars fans like a lot more and don't assume, hey, like like let's make the movies like more of the like the originals, but like not always focus on the originals every single time. Like focus on different eras and different lore and different content. So like for example, like Star Wars Legends is to me should have been canon. Like the whole thing should have been canon because there's
Yeah.
so many good stories and not only that they can do. Like for me, I would love to see Luke's Jedi Order, and not only that, like it was so much that it's so much like like not only better, but like so but like so awesome. So I was like watching a video of why Luke's Jedi Order was better than the Jedi Temple on Coruscant, and when I was like looking at the Jedi are allowed to marry and Mara Jade, and like that the Jedi Luke's Jedi first instinct is like redemption and everyone can be redeemed. It's just so much better. Not only that, but they use on Long and like and Star Killer and there's just so much. And not only that, but I like I am glad that in the visual dictionary they say that Dark Plagueis is Master's canon and Darth Revan, but
Yeah.
there's one Sith I want them to make canon.
Bane or what? No, Bane's already canon. Forgot. Who is it?
Malekith. I love if they
Malekith.
make
Yeah.
Darth Malekith canon. Have you heard Darth Malekith?
Yeah.
Yeah, like he's my favorite Sith because he's like he's not a ripoff or copycat of Darth Vader. Yeah, he has some Darth Vader aspects and stuff, but what makes him better than Darth Vader is well, I do love Darth Vader, but I mean like what makes him like not a copycat of Darth Vader is he has like a Twi'lek wife and he loves her very much, and not only that, but he's also like a team leader. So like Sith Sith are on his side and stuff. Like he is like a good commander and and just like a very calculating and like there's just so much about him. And not only that, but when there was like times where he was worried, worried of his enemies, like killing his wife to like to find his weaknesses and make it weak and take his place. Like he saw that killing his wife would not like having any weakness would not be his weakness, but killing her was his biggest weakness.
Yeah.
He's just such an amazing developed character that I would love to see. Not only that, but as you look at like Dark Sidious, point of view of Darth Malachus and other Sith, like Darth Bane and stuff, they praise and they love Malachus.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not like that, but he is probably not like that. He was the only Sith that have launched an attack on Coruscant and the Jedi Temple when the Sith Empire said no, and like he was like tired of it. And he wanted the Sith Empire to really be their their true goal was to eliminate the Jedi and restore the Order through chaos and destruction.
Yeah. And he's always been one of my favorites. And also another thing, one of the for Star Wars movies, the biggest movie that I want so bad above everything else is surprisingly not what you expect. I want a Darth Vader, round out the story films with Rogue One and Solo, and round it out with Vader. Because we know, a villain film can work because of Joker, and take really the greatest movie villain ever, and his comics are great, so build it around that. I want to see, right after Revenge of the Sith, his campaign against the Jedi, and just have it him slaughtering Jedi and his whole struggles with the Emperor, and then losing Padme, and then of course some of his ideas of trying to bring her back from the dead. But the end fight that I want is for him to fight Maul. And you could tie it right into Rebels where that happens. Of course, you would know that Maul survives, but you could finally, and Maul is the only person that can do what I have wanted someone to do to Vader for so long, and that is call him out on everything he's done.
Yes.
Because Maul denounced the Sith in Rebels, sort of like how Ahsoka denounced the Jedi, or how she's not a Jedi. So have that. I just want Maul, because I think we actually see Maul doing or reaching into someone's mind in the trailer for Rebels. So just have that little thing go on. Vader is trying to find a Jedi, ends up finding Maul instead, and they both recognize each other. Maul actually knows who he is, and just taunts him, and is really the only person that could truly taunt Vader to the point of him losing utter full control of himself. I want to see Vader at his angriest in the films.
Yeah, Vader needs to have a movie, because like you said, his comics and just him, it would just be the best Star Wars spin-off ever. And we should have got that instead of Solo, because for me, I would have liked that. I would like that to be the first choice instead of Solo. I did like Solo, but I wouldn't say he's the first choice.
Yeah, I still haven't seen it yet. I'm gonna eventually watch it. Maybe once I get Disney Plus, I'll finally. It's actually on Netflix. I can watch it right now.
Yeah. Also.
And Clone Wars. Gotta catch up on Clone Wars.
Yeah, Darth Vader is one of my favorite villains, and for me, and not only for Darth Vader, but for Marvel villains and stuff we said, I really wish that I can understand that they're worried about people copying the cat and stuff, but for me, when you see Joker and when you see Thanos and when you see Killmonger and when you see these the movies that the true star are the villains and stuff, we need to have movies of them, because there's so much you can do, and you don't need to be like, to be like the villain of the movie. They can just be like, like a character of their own movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also, I would love to see an Old Republic movie. And well, we are getting that, but I really hope, I really hope we get like more Old Republic movies and TV shows, and I would love them to explore more of that, because the Old Republic has so much characters, and not like that, but just shows us a different spin on Star Wars. So like most people, everyone knows that the rule of two, like two Sith, like everyone knows, like that there are like two Sith, but not a lot of Star Wars fans know that there's actually multiple Sith, like back then. And I would like all Star Wars fans to see that, because that way we could see something new. We don't need, like, for me, I like the sequel trilogy. I wouldn't say I love it, but I like it. Because it's just you just don't want to see. It's just like Disney's like focus is, like, yes, like, pleasing the fans and honoring the fans, and like keeping on like that, like the nostalgia and stuff, which is fine. But you don't want to do just like Force Awakens did, so like a remake or a revamp or a copycat of A New Hope. You want to do something fresh, do a new take, and that's what like Mandalorian did. It was like it had some nostalgia, but it was focused on a new type of take on in Star Wars.
Yeah. And with the sequel trilogy, there's moments and I like it. Like The Force Awakens, I grew to like more and more. I wish they didn't have the whole Death Star 2.0, 3.0 thing going on. I wish it would have been more about finding Luke and have them fight the Knights of Ren. I think if you had that, then have Lando and a big reunion in the first one, and then killed off Han, I think that would have been the perfect first movie. And then The Last Jedi is like, don't really know just what happened with that. And then Rise of Skywalker is fun. It's a fun movie, and that's what it's got going for it the most. Is it's fun, a fun movie, but in the end, it's like there's many. I did say that if Wicket was in that movie, the little Ewok in Ewoks in general, if they were in the movie, it would be the best movie ever. And of course, he was in it, and I got happy about that. I wish my dog was there because his name is Wicket. Let's see, because one of the things that really I was taken back in the theater thinking, because when Sidious is shooting the lightning at Rey and it's just bouncing back at him, I'm like, why don't you just stop shooting the Force like lightning? And why isn't it more powerful? You just shot a gigantic bolt into the sky and just took out tons of TIE fighters and X-Wings, and all of a sudden you're using about as much lightning as you used against Mace Windu.
Yeah.
And then the main part that I knew that was coming in the movie, that I was kind of just really not looking forward to, was when Rey says that she's Rey Skywalker. It's like in the movie, and then with the Rise of Skywalker, I from the instant I heard that title, I knew she's gonna call herself Skywalker. And it just did not come through for me, especially in how they executed it. For one, that old lady just somehow being there in the middle of the desert was one thing, and then I was kind of annoyed that Kylo wasn't there. Weren't in terms of Force Ghost, Kylo wasn't there. I felt he should have been there.
Exactly.
And I don't really know who else. I would have pictured maybe Yoda or Obi-Wan, because in general they were there for Rey. If you would have seen more, especially Anakin should have been involved somewhat in this trilogy somehow.
Yeah, I would love to see Force Ghost Anakin talking to Ben, and just getting him to stop. So to give a good example, those you know, like those, you know, those movies of like, you know, of like a person being on the wrong path and like and a ghost of and a go like what? Oh, and then like uh and like them like seeing like, you know, a ghost or like a person that they know they're trying to tell them to stop, and they walk through them, and they just disappear like you know what I mean, right?
Yeah, and so what was it? And we were gonna get
Or
that in Duel of the Fates, the script from Colin Trevorrow, which
I would love, you know, I saw that the concept art, and for me seeing that, I would actually love to see this. I would actually think that if they use that and still use that, I think it would have made the film a lot more better.
I would have rather had it from Trevorrow from the get go, because he's one of my favorite directors, and I'm waiting for him to get his due. I love Jurassic World and Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, and he really only had. It depends on who you ask. In the general public, Fallen Kingdom and Jurassic World are met to good films. Book of Henry is generally thought of as not a good film, and then Safety Not Guaranteed is like considered his best film. And
Yeah,
then, but he is such a very a loyal fan driven director, is why I like
exactly.
him so much, and why I want him, especially in a Star Wars project. And granted, his script needed work. It needed work, but the ideas and everything that were in there were really good. Especially, Finn not being force sensitive. I would have rather had what Colin had written down, and him, excuse me, just being a beacon of freedom for the stormtroopers and going to Coruscant, and of course, Kylo meeting Vader, and then Vader and Anakin, and then let's see what else was there. I can't remember what they really had for Rey. Uh, Although the ending would not have been good. The ending sounded terrible. Having Ben Kenobi, I think Yoda also. No, Ben, Anakin, and Luke as Force Ghosts, all helping Rey to beat down Kylo. That just sounds horrible. That's a horrible ending. But I really
Yeah,
would have preferred Kylo going full evil. Oh, let's see, what was it? I would have preferred that personally, but and I did not like the whole kiss thing though. The whole Raylo thing that was in there. It's like I called it, and I knew that he was gonna die sacrificing himself to save Ray. And it's like, I. Although granted, and I was actually watching a Thor Skywalker video earlier. I think it's Thor Skywalker. It might have been Star Wars only, but and of course it would have been the same thing with Vader. He would have never been able to live a normal life, not after everything he did. I mean, he committed horrible atrocities, murdered
yeah,
the whole was the Hasnian system, killed his dad, killed let's see, who was in the beginning of the Force Awakens? I always forget his name. Killed him. Let's see, Last Jedi. Who did he kill? Or well, he killed Luke. He killed his uncle. He killed Luke Skywalker. And then, hello, Nina. And the Force Awake or the last or the Rise of Skywalker comes along, and let's see, he Force chokes the one dude. Killed all of the dark side occultists on Mustafar, which I am glad they brought Mustafar back. That was cool.
yeah.
And
And then
go ahead.
well, well, you said like, you know, he killed the dark the Mustafar cults, right?
Yeah.
Well, isn't that kind of a good thing? Because like, you know, like if they were like worshiping, you know, like, you know, the Sith or something like that.
I don't know. It's kind of a devil's advocate thing because they did plant trees.
Well, yeah, yeah. You have a point. Yeah, like that's true. And not only that, but killing like that, the killing the villagers and like that,
Yeah,
and
all the
Max von
villagers.
Snow's character.
And yep, and Snoke.
Yeah, and yeah, like I can, yeah, like I can understand why they had to kill him, but yeah, like I wish they didn't. And not only that, but you, I wish that like speaking of like earlier that that was like saying that like um that you were saying like you would love to see like Anakin Skywalker back and stuff.
Yeah.
Like since we saw like this. That just reminds me like at the scene from Rise of Skywalker. So like Solo came back for to see Ben and like having him turn from the good side. Like I would like for me, I would like to see like Anakin too. Like, but maybe not. But maybe in like the Last Jedi. Maybe not in this one. Like save that for like Solo. But I like to see that for the Last Jedi because like it can like because like it shows like that a kid that's like honoring and like continue his grandfather's legacy, but there's things in his that his grandfather doesn't want his grandson to follow because like when he was Darth Vader he has like done horrible things and stuff that he wished he didn't, but he had to save Padme. But the problem was it was Emperor Palpatine's plan to start all this just to like get what he wants.
Yeah. And one more thing. Let's see, what was it? By the way, the name, other than it basically gave away that Rey was going to become a Skywalker. I would have, they took stuff from Colin's script. That's why he's noted in the credits. They should have kept the name Duel of the Fates. That is so much better. I was hoping that would like when I saw the movie, it would prove to me the reason why they would call it The Rise of Skywalker, and it failed. It's like this is a terrible name for a Star Wars movie. It really does just suck. I would have
exactly even for like the last movie in the Skywalker saga is you call it Duel of the Fates. That's like a good name for it and a good because like just that name is like this is the final battle, the final war of the Skywalker saga.
Yeah, and it's based off of the music by John Williams.
Yeah, and I love that song. Like I had that song on my phone, and I listen to it every day. Like when I was a kid watching The Phantom Menace, even though that movie is like not a lot of people like it, but like man, that song like as you listen to it over and over, it's like one of the most repetitive, like
Could you
and like never gets old and like and play over over and over again songs like ever. Like if you're watching like Game of Thrones, if you're watching Lord of the Rings, if you're watching any if you're watching anything, or hey, if you're watching like a scene of a lightsaber battle in Star Wars, you can just put on Duel of the Fates and it never gets old.
Yeah. Oh, cat, don't. I got my sister's cat up here, and she's nope. I know you're adorable, but you can't. You're heavy. She wants to lay on my book. You can lay right there. Yes, you can. There you go. Let's see, what was I thinking? Go ahead and read some of these comments real quick.
Feel free to ask me any questions or something like that, or like ask like Taylor, like like we can answer what we can and stuff. Also, I'll be right back. It's just I just got to get something. I just gotta get something like to eat, because yeah, I just gotta get something to eat.
Yeah, I've got a bowl of this cheesy chicken bacon pasta that my little sister made. Some of my favorite dinners, and I got it right here for me to eat. That's probably what this cat wants. I'm gonna
All right, I'll be back in a bit. That won't be long.
All right, everyone, we're gonna stuff our faces really quick. Just keep commenting, and we'll get back to y'all in a minute. Okay, Dinah, you gotta move. I'm sorry, kitty. Oh no, come on, Dinah.
See you, Taylor.
All right, chill out, Dinah. I'm choking on air again. Ooh. That's what it looks like. That is what you call cheesy bacon chicken pasta. Okay, Dinah, I'm about to... Don't knock over the light. Okay, Dinah. Go on. There you go. Be back in a minute, y'all. I want to wait till Tyler gets back to read some of the comments. There you go. Giving this cat some... Ooh, that's good stuff. Until he gets back, keep working a little bit on this Ghidorah. Not the greatest Ghidorah, but it's not terrible either. Like my hand wasn't covering the whole time. You actually see me drawing it. Gonna show y'all how I'm drawing these. Still can't see. All right, do it like this.
Hey, Taylor.
Oh, hey.
Hey.
All right, we can go ahead and read a couple of these comments real quick before you continue. Continue on. Let's see what we got here. Okay, so Louis, most of it's from Louis. Yeah, the movie is called Scorpion's Revenge. That's the Mortal Kombat film. Mortal Kombat Legends, Scorpion's Revenge. Gremlins is getting a new cartoon. Yeah, that's a new cartoon coming to Netflix, which is supposed to be taking place back in the 30s, I think, and they'll have I forget the name of the shop owner, but when he's a kid and they fight like evil gremlins. Have you seen the Bandai like Playmates toys? Yeah, the Godzilla ones, and they look mostly terrible, except the ones that are literally remade from the old sculpts, like the Millennium Godzilla. Uh, yeah, the Shin Godzilla is really bad. The Giant Cobra. Oh yeah, the Giant Cobra was another really cool creature from Skull Island, as well as the Water Dragon. Those are a couple more really cool creatures. They're decent. The dub and animation looks not that good. The dub. Trying to think of what he was talking about there. I think recent the dub and animation looks not that okay. Oh, Dinah, you're jumping up here again. Move, Dinah. I'm sorry. Let's see. A lot won't agree, but I think Dawn of the Jedi should be canon. I've never heard of Dawn of the Jedi. I think that's a not. I'll have to look that up after here. R.I.P. Kobe. Yeah, rest in peace, Kobe Bryant. I didn't really know, or I don't really do sports, but I at least know him, and that is pretty sad to what happened there. They need to hurry up and go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead. You were what you're saying.
Oh, like I heard the news about Kobe Bryant, and it's sad that he this had to happen to him, and not only that, but he was like he was just like in his 40s, and not only that, but he was with his daughter who was 13, and like he just had so much going for him. Like he won an Oscar for his book, and he and not only that, but he inspired so many people, and not only just for basketball, but everyone too. And not only that, but if you watch Star Wars: The Clone Wars and watch one episode, there's a tactical droid that is codenamed is BK-24, with the color scheme of Kobe Bryant's jersey.
I never knew that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And let's see, what was it?
So yeah, rest in peace.
Yeah. They need to hurry up and make the Old Republic movies. Now, Old Republic would have Revan, and the High Republic would have Bane, right?
Yeah. But
okay.
I would love to have Malekith as well in Old Republic.
Yeah, so we want Old Republic, and if they ever did the High Republic series, it would be about Bane.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. I would actually like those to go in tandem. I feel like they'd only focus on one or the other. And from what I've heard, they want to focus on the High Republic. So I see why, because you want to focus on the Rule 2. You want to focus more on the revolutionary Sith. In that way, you would have Bane, I guess, going up against all the Sith and the Jedi. Although Old Republic would be my more of what I would want, because you'd have Malgus and you'd also have Revan in there. It would be good though to do the Old Republic first, so you could set up Revan, and then whatever you do with the High Republic, you then know who Revan is and all that set up. And then okay, Dawn of the Jedi. I'll have to look that up. Freedom Nad Canon. Is Freedom Nad Canon? I don't know who that is. Do you know?
No.
Alright, we'll have to look that up later. Maul always... Huh? So what'd you say?
Sorry to interrupt you.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, I was also going to say, I also forgot to say, since we were talking earlier about Force Ghosts, my mom, after the movie, my mom suggested to me that she wishes, in the Rise of Skywalker, since we heard the voices of the Jedi, she wishes that, in the background of Rey, when she's having the two double, lightsabers, all the Force Ghosts of all the Jedi, that voice and stuff like that appear against, Dark Sidious.
Yeah. That would have been cool.
Yeah. I do, for me, like I said, I love The Last Jedi better than Force Awakens and The Last Jedi, but I do wish, and it did have some scenes that that give us something new of the franchise and Star Wars, like some scenes. But I do wish it done a lot more better, and not like that, but just like I said before, I wish the droid army, like came back to the rescue and help. And not like that, I also wish the battle was way longer, because for me, when you watch the Rise of Skywalker battle, it's not like the Endgame battle. There's not
Yeah.
there's not there. It's like it's about 2 minutes of like a battle. Like yeah, like it's not like it it doesn't include like the rebel, like the resistance and stuff like that. It's just the fighting. It's just like the people from the galaxy that come into the rescue. It's not like that, but you said, oh, the people didn't came to our rescue in Last Jedi, and they came as well. But guess what? Like you get them less screen time.
Yeah, and I think it was another thing people complained about was, let's see, what was it? Like, the thing that united the galaxy is apparently Lando in this movie, but it was set up in The
Yeah,
Last Jedi that it was Luke's stand on Crate.
yeah,
So it's like, yeah, the Last Jedi stood up against the Final Order and gave, well, Luke really didn't accomplish anything there. He did more or less just taunted Kylo for no reason. And oh man, the whole thing with Kylo and Luke just sucks so bad. It's like, it's Luke's fault that the whole, well, I mean, it's set up in the dark, in the Kylo Ren comics that he was already having an affinity for the dark side, but it's like Luke did not help at all. And then in the Last Jedi, he's gonna throw salt on the wound and just taunt Kylo. And yeah, I'm gonna haunt you. I'm gonna haunt you, kid. You've been naughty. And then that was gonna be further explained. And I liked how Colin handled that. He explained, Luke was haunting him, but it was more from the side of, hey, I'm trying to show you this isn't the way. Darth Vader, he turned away from this, and here's why. And it's like in the Rise of Skywalker and even in the Last Jedi, it's like, yeah, Luke completely ignores Kylo for all the point and is like puts all of his faith in Rey, especially in the second one. Although my favorite scene in the whole movie is when Luke's Force Ghost comes up and catches the lightsaber and says, "That's no way to treat a Jedi weapon." I think he says it
yeah.
differently, but that was my favorite scene. That and Boba Frick, and then of course Wicket being back.
Yeah.
Although
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Ian McDermott, you can never, even though I think he was handled poorly in a way, you can't get enough of Ian McDermott as Emperor Palpatine.
Yeah, I I love like the beginning scene of Kylo going to Exegol, and just him talking to Emperor Palpatine, and he's like, "At last, my boy," and I love it when his voice changes,
Yeah,
he he's like, "I have
my
been every voice you have ever heard inside your head." Like really, like changing from Palpatine to Snoke to Darth Vader.
yeah,
That was cool. Like like for me, there's just like that scene at the Seven stuff was yeah, like true Star Wars, but it was also it was kind of like, for me, a tease to kind of like Old Republic, because you can see the statues and see all that. So it was kind of like a reminiscent to Moraband. You know what I'm saying, right?
yeah. And real quick, I'm gonna throw in, my dear boy, I have been every voice inside your head. I'm gonna have to see how that turns out on the stream. It's probably not gonna sound as good. I can rarely do Palpatine, but yeah. And let's see, I was going. That was one of my favorite things. You can't get enough of Ian McDermott, even though the whole force healing thing was kind of odd. Thinking back to it, but I don't know. Can't get enough of Ian McDermott. But let's see. Let's continue with the chat a little bit. Got to catch up. Maul always taunts his opponents. He even went all out to break Obi-Wan. That's true. And I have not seen that fight against Obi-Wan yet. I'm going to watch it eventually when I rewatch all of Rebels, and I will react to it. And let's see. Solo sucks. I haven't seen Solo yet, so I'll have to watch it. Yes, I want to see the origin of the Sith. Yes, that's the Sith species. Yeah, that would be really cool. I don't think that wouldn't be handled in the Old Republic though. That's even more ancient than the Old Republic. That's like before lightsabers old. But that would be cool. Maybe a flashback in the Old Republic, whatever they do with it, a flashback to that era. That would be really cool when the Dark Jedi first met the Sith species. That would be a cool flashback.
Yeah.
The Force Awakens was good. Last Jedi was terrible. Rise of Skywalker was great in my opinion. I can pretty much agree with most of that. Force Awakens was enjoyable. I think it needed more and less of other things. Last Jedi was just really not that great story. I mean, visually it's visually it's really good, but from a narrative standpoint, storytelling and how it handled the characters, it was just utterly terrible. And then Rise of Skywalker was really fun. It was really fun. I think it has plot holes and it does things that are just strange. I'll just say that, but it nonetheless is a fun movie, at least to me.
Hey, do you know where Chick-fil-A ranch is? It's like in the little yellow.
No, I don't.
One of the girls ate it, and they're not confessing to the sin.
Well,
Oh my gosh.
well, ask them what happened to the ranch. When Rey said, "I'm Rey Skywalker," that was my favorite part. Gave me chills. Shoot me. Might have to. That was probably my least favorite part of the movie, other than the kiss. And I think it was in my in-theater reaction. I was going, no, she's gonna say it. No. I am Rey Skywalker. No! I just turned 16. That's from Superman Returns. Don't know why. Well, yeah, Brandon Routh Superman. Of course, he was in Crisis. That was pretty cool. Have him back. He was also Cyclops. That was also cool. We'll talk a little bit about how Crisis handled some things. I've never seen the DC shows though. I haven't seen anything The Flash. No, I saw basically that whole series of the whole crossover event with Move Figure. Now my cat's in here and he wants just food. The first cat wants love. The second cat wants food. Let's see, what was I just talking about? Figaro, you distracted me. Oh yeah, the whole thing where the Nazi versions of them take over and all that. I saw that. My sister has kept up to date with all the Flash. I want to see Crisis though, because I want to see Kevin Conroy as old man Bruce Wayne. I want to see Ezra Miller's Flash. I want to see all that. I really want to see all that. I want to see. Oh, move, Figaro. I'm gonna have to move this food now. Let's see. I want to see all of it. And the cool thing is they canonized all those, even Green Lantern. They made Green Lantern canon to the multiverse, which stunned me.
The DCU.
Yeah, the DCU, Doom Patrol, Titans, even Swamp Thing, which is very disappointing because it is canceled. Oh, why did you cancel my favorite DC character? No. I also really want to see Titans though too because of Deathstroke and all that. And they also have the new. Have you seen the new Deathstroke animated show, Knights and Dragons?
No, I haven't, but I have watched Titans. I watched 2 episodes so far, and I'm gonna continue watching it when I have time.
Yeah, I gotta watch them all. I'm gonna get the DC streaming service, and I'm also gonna, when all the episodes are done, I'm gonna watch the Harley Quinn animated series. I love that kind of comedy, and if you've watched the clips, it is utterly hilarious. Tons of great cameos and references. It's really hilarious. If you ever get a chance, you gotta check that out. And of course, Swamp Thing being my favorite DC character ever, I really gotta watch that and see what else was on DC. I've also gotta check out the newest season of Young Justice. I'm probably gonna re-watch the whole season, both of the previous seasons, and then the new one. Because, like, the new one was gruesome. The season 3 of Young Justice, I mean, you had blood and you had very mild cursing, very mild. and the character's really cool. I mean, he had Lobo in there, and Lobo was just beating the crap out of all of them. And Lobo is one of my favorites, so I can't wait for that also. I forget where I was
What about
going.
Harley Quinn?
Harley Quinn, she's not in the show. As far as I know, she's not in there yet. I know Joker was in the second season, but I haven't seen Harley Quinn yet.
Well, I mean, like her show actually.
Oh, her show is really it's really good. The animation's good. The story's really fun, and the comedy is really funny. At least if you're into that type of adult humor, I find it really funny. Kaylee Cuoco does a really good job as Harley, and it's not even Harley. The side characters are really funny, especially like Doctor Psycho and his whole problem with being a racist, misogynistic little troll. And how he like loses to the lead, he calls Wonder Woman the C word, and it's like that's like a running joke. The whole show is like they blank it out and all that, and even the Legion of Doom kicks him out because he called Wonder Woman that. Like, we don't endorse that kind of evil here, the Legion of Doom, and that's how the show handles it. You got like the heroes, the Justice League, and then you have like the Legion of Doom, which is like just an office of just different supervillains that their only job is just to spread evil, and it's just a never-ending cycle. Just tons of really, it's just hilarious. I'm trying to, there's a channel on YouTube that posts the clips and all that from each episode, and it's just really funny. Clayface is a very funny character. I think my favorite character is King Shark in the whole series. Ivy is also very funny. If the show is like anything, it's like the DC version of that show, Two Broke Girls. My sister used to watch it all the time. That raunchy humor with the two chicks, and that's essentially what you get with Harley Quinn. And then you got her whole thing with trying to she's got this toxic relationship with the Joker. She's trying to break away, but yet she also can't in a way. She's trying to come into her own person, and it's really funny. Joker is just so and Joker in this version, he cannot stand to let her be anywhere better than him or whatever, and he'll do anything to get in that way. But if you see the clips, it's really funny. It's probably one of my favorite animated things to come out in recent history. And then of course Swamp Thing. I really want Swamp Thing to come into fruition. I forget where I was at originally. Crisis. There's something. Oh, that's right, because Swamp Thing was that. There's something else in regards to Swamp Thing, but I can't remember. Oh, Justice League Dark. That's right. James Gunn is apparently working on something with Justice League Dark. To be honest,
J.J. Abrams, like his company Bad Robot Sister, developing projects for Justice League Dark.
Yeah, it's like I don't mind it. James Gunn is a great director, but I really kind of want to see what Guillermo del Toro would have done with Justice League Dark.
Yeah.
And now I feel like I don't want a movie. I want like interconnectivity with the Swamp Thing series. And also I want Matt Ryan to play as Constantine. He excels in that role. Like the animated ones, and he was in the animated Justice League Dark. He was Constantine in different DC films like Flash and Arrow, I think, as well. He also played in Crisis, where he took the team to Earth 666. Of course, that's the home of Lucifer Morningstar. So Constantine is also one of my favorite characters. So I really want to see how they handle him. But it's also, who do you put in the show? Like, I'm kind of getting mixed up because we've got not just James Gunn's version of everything coming, but we also have a new animated movie, a sequel to the Justice League Dark animated film from a few years ago. And I keep thinking of the animated film and who I want to be in it. And I'm like, I want Animal Man, because I've been reading some of the comics, the New 52 comics, and they are so dark because it crosses over with Swamp Thing in that story where they fight the Rot. And then Man-Bat. I really want Man-Bat. And then maybe Detective Chimp, because that would be pretty funny. But with the film, if they did a film, you have to have, you got to have Etrigan and Jason Blood. You got to have Satana. You got to have John Constantine and Swamp Thing and Deadman. And those are like the not really the core members, because Etrigan was actually, I don't think he was ever in the Justice League Dark comics. It was only up until the recent cartoon that he was added because he's such a popular supernatural character. But I think he has to be in there because he's such a popular character. And then maybe add someone different, maybe Blue Devil, because if it just depends. Because if you made a film and you connected it to the like the series and all that, and you can have I forget the actor back as Swamp Thing, and you can have Matt Ryan as Constantine. Maybe if you did a film, you could also. I'm just thinking of three different things. I'm thinking of a series, which is why I really want more the animated film, and then a film. If you had a film, I could actually picture them getting Keanu Reeves back as Constantine because he said he wants to be Constantine again. I could actually picture that. Although, me personally, I want a series that has the same actors from the DC films and shows. Swamp Thing, of course, back, and let me try and there we go. Swamp Thing back, and Matt Ryan as Constantine. I've rambled on. Sorry, guys. Justice League Dark is one of my favorite things in comic books. Some of my favorite characters are in that team, so it gets me really excited for what they could do. Although I'm excited for what James Gunn could do, but I personally would have much rather have known what Guillermo del Toro could have done with the characters.
Yeah, so sorry, I kind of lost my train of thought. Because I got a lot from that.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Also, since you mentioned Zatanna, right?
Yeah, Zatanna.
Yeah, like I heard that she's going to be in the new Birds of Prey movie.
Oh, really? I haven't heard that.
Yeah,
That'd be cool.
I heard that.
That'd be cool. I'm kind of excited. I really want a Gotham City Sirens film in a way. I know it's basically they're gonna cover that all with Birds of Prey and like cross over and all that probably, and not do Gotham City Sirens. But I want to see Poison Ivy. I'm gonna be honest. I want Poison Ivy. I want Catwoman and all that. I wonder how they're gonna work this in with the Batman and all that, because well, you don't have to do that anymore if you're not doing Gotham City Sirens. But the whole thing with the different characters, if they could cross over or whatnot. But because I don't know where the Batman stands in continuity. I don't think it's connected to the DCU. It's its own thing. So it kind of makes me conflicted because I still want that connectivity. I'm really excited to see what Robert Pattinson does with the Batman, but at the same time, I really want the characters to still coexist in different franchises.
Yeah. Also, since you mentioned Keanu Reeves, wants to play Constantine and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, there are people out there, including me, that would love to see him as Revan.
Yeah, me too. Revan is like my first choice is Keanu Reeves because I can picture the see what is it the fighting and all that. But also I also really like Keanu Reeves as Moon Knight.
Oh yeah, like I was also going to say that like that he would be good as Moon Knight or Warlock or
Yeah.
other characters. But yeah, I would definitely like to see him as Moon Knight because I think because I can definitely see him play him, and not only that, but Keanu Reeves has went through such hard times with his family and with everything went through his life. So he lost his wife, he lost really he's been he been through a lot of stuff, and
Yeah.
and him playing Moon Knight would just be a character that would that he would be he would bring that that dark and emotional what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. But I feel like Marvel's gonna pick someone that's lesser known. I got my other cat up here. He's not gonna give up.
Yeah.
But let's see.
Did say that he would love to have Keanu Reeves in a Marvel movie.
Yeah.
Or a Marvel or something like that. They just need to find the right role for him. So I would love to. So I think Moon Knight would be probably a good one because just think about it the shows that are going to be coming out soon, and not only that with Falcon Winter Soldier and now look with Marvel, like Keanu Reeves is like, like he's not those type of actors that like, oh, he hates Marvel movies and he hates like geek stuff. Like he's not opposed to that. He's all for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I would love to see him do Moon Knight, and I think he would love Moon Knight because he's such an awesome and very aggressive character. Not like that, but if you did cast him as Moon Knight and you see him and stuff, it'll be perfect for like, for Lucasfilm to see that and stuff and be like, we're going to cast him as Revan. So like if he plays Moon Knight, that will make him more of a likely chance and more of a reality for him to play Revan.
Yeah, and especially just the fighting also, that would really help considering Moon Knight's fighting style. That'd be really cool.
Mm-hmm. And not only that, but like he can be also Avenger because like, Moon Knight, I believe it was a member of the Avengers, I believe.
Yeah, I think at some point he's also part of the Midnight Suns.
Yeah. Yeah, like it'd be interesting to see Keanu Reeves like, in the supernatural aspect because like
Yeah.
I think Keanu Reeves was in like a movie that dealt with supernatural, I believe.
Yeah, besides Constantine, I think there was something else also. He was also in that
Yeah.
cloning movie. He's been in a lot of stuff. And then I've never seen the Matrix movies, so I gotta watch all the Matrix movies. And
Same. I also gotta watch the last two John Wick movies.
yeah, I gotta see the last. I've seen 1 and 2. I gotta see number 3. I also gotta see Rambo: Last Blood. I really need to see that movie as well. And then I gotta watch Top Gun because everyone gives me crap about not seeing Top Gun, and I want to see before Top Gun Maverick. So I've seen bits of Top Gun. I can never catch it when it first comes on. So I need to watch it so everyone can quit saying that I don't know what I'm talking about because I've never seen Top Gun. Let's see what else we got here. I like how The Rise of Skywalker turned out because the episode 9 Colin Trevorrow script was good, but still you don't know how it would have turned out. J.J. Abrams did great in my opinion. Yeah, J.J. Abrams pretty much did the best what he could after The Last Jedi. But Colin Trevorrow, I just liked how original his script was and what it did. It needed tweaks, especially with the ending and all that, but I much preferred what he had thought of for that movie. Like that still picture of Luke Skywalker holding the blade of Kylo Ren's crossguard lightsaber is enough to sell me. Can't move on. Quit trying to eat my food. I should not have brought that in here. Okay, let's see what else we got here. My favorite is the prequel trilogy. Oh, Superman Returns had the gall to say the prequel trilogy, although I can't blame you there. The prequels I enjoy. Funny enough, Attack of the Clones is my favorite out of all of them. So have that what you will. I just really like Count Dooku.
Yeah, I like Count Dooku as well because like for me his character, yeah, he was a Sith and stuff, but I love the scene where he's talking to Obi-Wan and he's like, what if I told you that like the Sith is undermining the Senate? And it's like, and then Obi-Wan's like, not true. The Jedi would be aware of it. Like he was like, in a way like an important character. And not only that, he was like in the Clone Wars, you see more of him, and he was like, being like, like a piece, like a guy that's like, like a president type of thing, like like talking talking to the separatists and like real like a negotiator, like what I'm trying to say, right?
Yeah.
He was like not like a Seth that's like order or something like that. He was like just like like a guy who makes good friends, like
Yeah.
like he's a man of his word, and not only that, he's he like for me, if Anakin didn't kill him but capture him, I think that would have like I knew they had to kill him, but like that would have been a very interesting arc, and not only that, but kind of like like yeah, like some Jedi would have been would be killed, but he would have like kind of like he would like redeemed himself and like save like most of the Jedi in the temple and warn the others in the galaxy and stuff.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
to be honest, he's not really a Sith in a way. He's more of a dark Jedi, if you think
yeah.
about it. And then let's see what else we got here. I'm adding claws to this Godzilla. Let's see.
Also, I also forgot to mention to you,
Yeah.
since you were talking about Crisis on Infinite Earths, I was also thinking about like Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, and I wonder if like I highly doubt to do it, but like since you said that, but since like they made canon to, but since Crisis on Infinite Earths made canon to the DCU and many stuff of like the DC Comics universe,
Yeah.
I hope that the Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, sadly, Scott Derrickson is out of the director's chair, but he is the executive producer. But since they have somebody in that director's chair, I really do hope they make it can like this movie, like like since it's coming out a year after Morbius, hopefully it'll do like like make more like it'll make Morbius canon. It'll make the Sony like Marvel universe of characters canon, Venom canon. Hopefully the Sam Raimi trilogy is canon, like all like Marvel franchises canon.
It pretty much will. If Spider Verse does what it's Spider Verse 2 is gonna do, is what everyone is thinking it's gonna do, and have Maguire and Garfield back in the roles as like the animated versions, of course, it would technically be canon to the multiverse of Marvel. Would
Yeah,
Tobey Maguire ever be up there with uh, the I can't say live action Tom Holland Spider Man because that could always happen. I'm thinking, say, Hawkeye. That's not going to happen.
yeah, yeah. Like for me, I like Jeremy Renner. I like Hawkeye, but Jeremy Renner, like for me, like you know, he's like mostly those. He's sometimes like that actor that that he likes the superhero genre, but he mostly looks at kids, like saying, "Oh, when you see like a smile and like you know, inspiring like kids, like it's like and it makes you smile, and makes your day and stuff like that. Like that's good, but what about the adult fans? What about like yes, there's some adults that get over it and stuff, but I don't think it's I don't think without us, the adults, we wouldn't have like carry over love for these franchises, like 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 to now, because if we didn't, we would like I don't think Marvel and all these franchises would have been here without the adults.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it's just representation, and yeah, they have to like market towards kids to sell more toys and stuff, but it's just I just wish they pay attention more to us, because we have like given them money, we have given them like so much, and it's just like representation, and it's just like Jeremy Renner. I just wish he said something about the adult fans, like 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 he like and yes, like some actors might say, oh, some adult fans like are crazy or say this, but not all of us are like stalkers or something like that. We just like it's just like for me when I meet celebrities, like like the celebrities that I met, they love like like they like I they love it, like talking to me, and I love talking, and we have like good talks. And Corey Payton, who voiced Cyborg,
Oh
I
yeah.
had like probably one of the best times with him.
Oh man.
And when I come back to see him again at the photo op, I was like, I was like, hey man, and he's like, what's up, T? Like he's like I said, like it's so it's nice for like it's not just kids that get an amazing experience and the actors get an amazing experience for them, but it's also the adults too.
Yeah. And on a side note, I don't know if I'm gonna go yet. I'm gonna see about if I have enough funds. But I was alerted this last weekend that there's it's called Comic-Con. It's a Comic-Con in Birmingham, Alabama. But I've never been to a con, as most of y'all probably know. I would have posted to the channel, and I'm not really into it that much because it's an anime Comic Con or an anime con, and I don't watch anime. I've only seen the Marvel animes. Dinosaur King was like one of my favorite cartoons as a kid. I've seen the abridged like comedic versions of Dragon Ball Z and all that, but I don't watch anime. Uh, but I checked the guest list that's gonna be there, and you have some pretty cool people. You have Elsie Lovelock, or I don't. She's from YouTube. She's a YouTube singer. She's gonna be promoting Has Been Hotel, the newest, really funny animated comedy. If you get a chance to watch it, it's also pretty funny. It's for adults, but it's really well done. It's from, let's see, I'm trying to it's animated comedy for adults, and it's I'm trying to say it's not privately made. What I'm saying, it's a group project in a way. It's not sponsored by big companies. It's a private thing from a bunch of animators, and it's really funny. There's also Hell of a Boss, which is a spin-off of that, and it's pretty funny. If y'all want to check it out and you're old enough to check it out, it's pretty funny. And she's gonna be singing some songs from the show in it, because it's also musical that essentially takes place in hell. So that's the basis of it, and she's gonna be singing songs there, and she's gonna be there. But the voice actors are what got me. You have two of them from the Amazing World of Gumball. I have never watched the show, so I don't even remember their names, but they're gonna be there. But the main ones that I was excited to meet were, okay, so Robert Paulson's gonna be there. Y'all might. That's weird. Kind of kicked out for me for a second, the live stream. But anyway, Rob Paulson's going to be there. He, of course, voiced the original Raphael in the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the cartoon from the 80s. And if you know his voice, you can kind of picture the different characters that he's played. So he's going to be there doing autographs. You also have Jim Cummings is going to be there. If many of y'all don't know, Jim Cummings has voiced so many different characters. Winnie the Pooh, Tigger, Rabbit, of course, from Hondo, of course, yes. And he also has that other type of voice, the more gruff voice that he does, that y'all might picture from the Royal Guard from Aladdin. That voice, that's him. The Mummy, the animated series, all those many different characters. He's voiced so many. He's gonna be there, and he was one of the. It'd be really cool to meet him. And then the one I was most excited to meet, I would be most excited to meet, is Steve Blum is gonna be there. Steve Blum, if y'all know, he voices Wolverine in most of the newer cartoons. He was Ares in the original God of War game. He was Sub-Zero in Mortal Kombat 11, or was he? I know he was Sub-Zero in Injustice 2. But that voice, he's played mostly Wolverine for a long time. My first exposure to him was from Hulk vs. Wolverine, the animated film. If y'all ever watched that, and if I get to meet him, I'm gonna have him sign my DVD. That's what I'm gonna have done. That's my goal, is to have that done. But those guys are gonna be there. Steve Blum, Jim Cummings, and Robert Paulson are gonna be there. And since I'm not into the anime stuff, I'd literally be driving 4 hours there and basically back. So an 8-hour drive just to be there for a little under an hour or two, just to meet Steve Blum, Rob Paulson, and Jim Cummings. Which is exciting for me, because I'm a big Steve Blum fan. He was also Killer Croc in the Arkham games.
Was he in Rebels, by the way?
Yes, he was, what is Zeb?
Zeb Corellius.
Yes, that's him. That's Steve Blum. Got that real deep voice. Hold on, Figure. I'm going to try this. I'm talking to my cat. I'm the best there is at what I do, but what I do isn't very nice. There we go. Don't know how well that came out, but that voice, yeah.
That was a good impression.
Like, my top favorite voice actors of all time have always been Steve Blum, Fred Tatasciore. If you all don't know, Fred Tatasciore voices the Hulk in most of the cartoons. Keith David, you may know him from the Spawn series as well as Goliath from the Gargoyle series. Also, let's see, who am I thinking? Of course, Mark Hamill being the Joker. I'm trying to think of the fifth one. I can't quite remember who it is though. Man. But essentially, Tony J. Tony J is on that list as well. I love Tony J's voice. He's long since passed away, but if y'all don't know who he is, he played Claude Frollo in The Hunchback of Notre Dame. He was Galactus in the old Fantastic Four cartoon. He has that really deep. Let me see if I can do his voice. I used to practice with this a lot. Let's see. What was a quote of Claude Frollo? Anywhere. The bell tower, perhaps. See, I'm trying to get the very well. He has that roll. He has that roll in the back of his throat. Very well. Like when he voices Shere Khan. Surprised to see me, man cub. I can't do it right now because my voice is dry and all that, but that voice, Tony J was always one of my favorites as well. So there you go. I might go to this Comic-Con. This is kind of a spin-off, went on a ramble about all that, but I might go. I don't know yet. So if y'all see a video of me getting to meet Steve Blum for the first time, there you go. I'm really excited if I can go. It's kind of a once in a lifetime thing to meet these three guys, Jim Cummings especially, and Steve Blum. So there you go. There's that. And let's see, Raylo for life, bro. This is from Superman Returns. Raylo for life, bro. But also, I like Twilight. I can't help you there. My sisters love Twilight. I absolutely hate everything up until maybe the final fight of the last movie, because at least you have the vampires and the werewolves fighting each other to the nail. That's about all I get from that whole series. And maybe that the melody from the movie. That's actually a very beautiful melody that my mom really likes also. Let's see, Louis, we're so far behind on all these comments. What do you think about the new Transformers movies that got announced? Yeah, the Bumblebee spinoff and Beast Wars. For Beast Wars I'm really excited for, and Bumblebee 2, or a spinoff of Bumblebee, I'd hope would have more Optimus, because that's pretty much all I want. What do you think, Tyler?
Since you mentioned that, well, first of all, I don't know if it's like Beast Wars. They haven't confirmed. I don't think they confirmed it, but if it is, I'm very excited. I used to watch the cartoon, and I love the idea of Transformers turning to animals, and I love Transformers so much, and not like that, but since how that franchise before Bumblebee went through, and it was just for me, I still watch. I like watching them, but I mostly watch just for Peter Cullen and Frank Welker, and
yeah.
just the Autobots and Decepticons. But actually, I love that they rebooted and revamped it with Bumblebee, and and I'm so glad they're doing more movies of following the footsteps of Bumblebee, because as you watch that first 5 minutes of that movie on Dumb Cybertron, it's the best scene and way better than the Michael Bay movies, and you can definitely tell which one is which, and not like that, you see them in their classic G1 forms. So you see Wheeljack, you see Ironhide, you see RC, you see Optimus Prime, you see Bumblebee, you see Soundwave, Starscream, you see Shockwave, you see everyone, and you just hope all of them from Cybertron goes into Earth, and I hope that becomes true. It's just, they look like the toys that come to life, and the cartoons come to life, and not only that, but Beast Wars, I for me, I heard this reviewer that says Paramount should not take risk in their story right now, but I hope they take this risk, because okay, Bumblebee, the new one, like, didn't do as much, but it did way more better than what the last Jedi. Sorry, not the last Jedi. The Last Night
Yeah.
did. And one choice is you guys like watching, like like Bumblebee, like the Michael Bay fans. You need to know that the Bumblebee movie, that's Transformers. Like the other ones, like I like the first three, but after that, like, and just the movie, like, it's not like like it. Transformers is not all explosions. Like there's some action and stuff like that in the Transformers cartoon, but it wasn't focused on the explosions and the action and stuff like that. It was focused on the story and the characters and all that. And not only that, but it has such a good like concept of these two races, even though one is good and one is evil, they're just both fighting for the same cause of saving their planet.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, Steve Blum also voiced Starscream in the cartoon, and I believe in the Bumblebee movie he actually voices Wheeljack.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right, Steve Blum. Yeah. Also, by the way, speaking of Transformers and Michael Bay, guess what?
Huh.
I'm just looking at like a comment, actually no, a post on the Star Wars like fans Facebook group page, and it says here, I kind of want to see a Star Wars movie directed by Michael Bay.
I don't know about that, guys. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know about that either.
Let's see.
Hang on a second.
All right, I'll read some of these. I think I'm all the way to the bottom. No, I'm not. Your meal looks bomb. Thanks. It is spaghetti, cheesy, or it's cheesy bacon chicken pasta. Essentially is what I'm calling it. We also call it chicken spaghetti. It tastes very delicious. My favorite Star Wars character is Padme, Obi-Wan, Kit Fisto, and Liam Neeson's character. So you're talking about Qui-Gon Jinn. Jedi, cannot spell his name. What are your guys? My favorite Star Wars characters, I'd say my top 5 really quick. General Grievous being my favorite. Mace Windu, Qui-Gon Jinn, Count Dooku, and Darth Malgus.
Oh yeah. Darth Malgus is my favorite, and I love Kim Fisto, and I love Plo Koon, and I love, what else? I really do like what's one Jedi?
Come on, it's gotta be Rose Tico.
No, my favorite Jedi that I love is I love see. Well, actually, no. She's actually not a Jedi. I like Matt Jocasta.
Oh yeah. Also, Ahsoka would be on the list for me too. I like Ahsoka. She'd be in my top 10.
Oh yeah.
Along with Revan
Also,
and some other.
Oh, sorry to interrupt.
Go ahead.
By the way.
Go ahead.
You know what I actually would love to see in the Clone Wars, which they kind of show like a short clip in the Clone Wars movie.
Yeah.
I would love to see like an episode, or just like a scene or interaction, or just like two of them like together in a movie or a TV show or whatever. I would love to see Kim Fisto and Plo Koon together.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Mhm.
Good job on the art. Thanks. Let's see. I've only done 2. I thought I'd be drawing more. I kind of been paying more attention. I got this really bad raptor drawing here of jumping in the head, and then I've been working on Godzilla versus King Ghidorah, and then let's see what else we got here. Here's a question for both of you. Are you guys pumped up for Ghostbusters Afterlife? I am pumped. I have not seen the trailer yet. I gotta watch. I've been meaning to do a reaction to it. I'm always tired after I come home from work. I don't want to do anything. Oh, go ahead.
Sorry. Were you gonna say something to me?
No, go ahead.
From for me, like I'm very excited for Ghostbusters Afterlife too. Like, not like that, but fun fact for you guys. But guess what? I was talking to one of these casting director guys, and I was like almost gonna be an extra on the movie.
Dude, seriously?
Yeah, because like Ghostbusters Afterlife is filmed here in Calgary, Alberta.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and I was with my friend for his birthday, and his father was talking about the movie, and he says, you know that scene in the trailer where it shows like the Ecto one like going through like that's like the town and like driving through and that old building on the left.
Yeah.
He said that's the building that he worked in.
Really?
Yeah.
And another thing also that's cool is I believe they've essentially made the Ghostbusters game canon thanks to a mention in that trailer. They mention Ego Chandler, which is a character from the game, which is an amazing game. Essentially, it is Ghostbusters 3. I don't know why, whatever his name, I forget, the previous leader at Sony, I think, I can't remember, who said that it wasn't canon, and I just thought that was the dumbest decision. If y'all have watched me for a long time, y'all know I hate that decision because of you had the original voice actors back. You had everyone, of course. Harold Ramis passed away, so it makes the game so much more special. So I don't know why they made it they did that, but now thanks to Ego Chandler, which is the main villain of that game, they've essentially possibly made it canon again, and hopefully it is canon. I really hope. Let's see. I was talking about the motion comics. Okay, now I know what he was talking about. Let's see. He was talking about the Jurassic Park comics. Darth Bane was in Clone Wars, voiced by Mark Hamill. Yeah, that's true, and that was a really cool scene with him and Yoda, or at least the hologram of Darth Bane. Do you guys think they could do a mini series about how Luke trained Ben Solo and became a hermit? I don't know if they tackle that they could tackle that in a mini series. I don't really know. They've basically already tackled that in the comics, the new Kylo Ren comics. So I don't know if they'd want to explore that in a series. Let's see. Palpatine was too sexy in this new movie. Yeah, and if you're into his corpses, Force Awakens, in my opinion, was great. Last Jedi was decent, and Rise of Skywalker was a masterpiece. So yeah, I can agree with that pretty much. The Rise of Skywalker wasn't a complete masterpiece, but it was still a really fun movie. And then Tyler, if you want to step in at any time, just interrupt me.
Well, I like to make sure you say everything, and when you're done, I come in.
Just go ahead and tell me to shut up.
No, I don't want. No, for me, the sequel trilogy, I like it. I like the Force Awakens. I think it was the perfect movie to kind of take us back into Star Wars. Plus, I believe it's been 15 years since we had the last Star Wars movie, which was Revenge of the Sith, and it was good, but there was there were scenes, and it kind of felt like a revamp of
A New Hope.
A New Hope. Last Jedi was good. I liked that it was different from Force Awakens, but still had some problems. Like Rose, I liked her, but I hate the decision that she did, where she saved Ben when Ben was about to sacrifice himself, and and she says we're fighting for love and all that, and fighting for those who we love, when all of her comrades and older people are about to be slaughtered and getting killed and all that.
Possibly, that I guess you could call the dumbest scene all of Star Wars. Yeah. It's pretty much up there.
Yeah, it's okay, yes, I get it. But the problem is when you're saying, "Oh, fight for those we love," so like it's like you're saving a guy that's about to sacrifice himself, but the people that they're fighting for, who they love, are getting slaughtered.
Yeah.
like, like, like it's like I do like there's some things I love in the Last Jedi. Don't get me wrong. Like the battle, like the throne room battle, that was cool.
Yeah, even though I watched one of those videos where like stunt coordinators were looking at it and like they showed off some of the things I didn't notice. I was like, wow. Like it would show where they would pause up mid swing so that the actor, I think Daisy Ridley specifically, could catch up with the fighting. It was like, okay, you kind of took the steam out of this, but I'm still a little bit in. And that was another thing I really disliked about The Last Jedi, or the Rise of Skywalker. Sorry. Okay, so they basically played up since The Force Awakens that the Knights of Ren were like this big threat, right? They could like kill Jedi and whatever not. And then Kylo Ren just decimates them on his own, like the royal guards in the Last Skywalker or the Last Jedi. He basically decimates them
Yeah.
so
No.
quickly.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead. I was done.
Yeah. But yeah, like, and not only that, for me, I wish they had more screen time. Like, like before that fight, they were like, I liked it. They were pretty intimidating. Even the music, when you see that shot of like them in the desert and them on that cliffside and like just like looking out in the horizon, like that was badass.
Yeah,
Yeah. Oh, sorry, my language.
you're good.
Yeah. Yeah. And yeah, like and also not only that, but
You there? Hey Tyler, you're there. Might have had his phone die. Maybe it was my phone. Oh, my phone died. Hold on, Tyler. My bad. I gotta call Tyler back. My phone died and I didn't notice. Let me get this back up and going. All right. Let me. I should have had that plugged up. I forgot. All right. Put that down there. Make sure. Yeah, my bad. My phone died. And I didn't notice. I had it flipped up so the speaker would be facing up towards the screen of the tablet to hear better, and I did not notice I had died.
oh, no problem.
I'm trying to get it to where you can hear you a little better. There we go. Let me turn it up also. Let me see. Is it turned up? Oh, come on now. Oh, there we go.
But yeah, one of the things they didn't like about the Rise of Skywalker that Force Awakens did is just like the New Hope, like like copy the New Hope is I hate that they had the ships that were just like a star, like just a Death Star on a ship where
Yeah.
they just destroyed a planet, and it's just I'm just like, why can't you have like 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 launch like Sith warriors actually down there? That would be actually more devastating.
Yeah. I'm trying to play on my other phone really quick because this one's really quiet. Let's see. There we go. Get this turned on. All right, we can continue for real quick. Oh, hold on, Wicket. Chill out. All right, let's see if I can get this going. Because my other phone is just really quiet. Hold on, Bob. I got Wicket in here with me. Let's see, where are we at? Sylvester Stallone should voice Swamp Thing. Agreed, guys? Okay, I'm gonna say personally, no. I really do like the guy that's currently playing him, but what do you think, Tyler?
For me, I would like to see Sylvester Stallone play a different DC character, or the Marvel character he's playing in Guardians of the Galaxy. He's a good pick. He's a good one for that.
Yeah.
But I would see him playing a different DC character. Same with Arnold Schwarzenegger. And if he's in the MCU, I would always see him as trying to think of a good one.
Hey, real quick, I'm gonna call you back. I'm gonna get on my other phone that I can hear you better.
Okay, no problem.
All right. All right, we're about to reconnect with Clayton, or not Clayton, Tyler in just a second. There we go. And it should. There we go. Hopefully it comes back. Let me see. I think it went through. Try calling him again. Oh, there you are. Sorry. I almost thought I lost you.
Sorry?
Sorry, I almost thought I lost you. This one's way louder than the other phone for some reason. So I want everyone to be able to hear you through the stream.
No problem. Like, that's good. I can hear you clear.
All right, what were you saying about Swamp Thing? In regards to the Stallone's voice.
Yeah, like, I don't see Stallone voicing Swamp Thing. I can see him doing a different DC character, so, like, maybe, well, I would see Jeffrey Dean Morgan playing him, but I would be fine him playing this character, but Lobo.
Stallone is Lobo. To be honest, the perfect person to play Lobo would have been Jason Momoa. He would have been the perfect person to play Lobo.
Oh, yeah.
Stallone?
Yeah,
Let's see. Yeah, I'm Swamp Thing out here, man. Let's see,
and on Schwarzenegger, like, I would like, if he was playing a DC character, I would see him more as, maybe,
Mr. Freeze.
maybe, like, not Mr. Freeze again, but, probably, if I had to choose, I would say maybe not, like, hopefully a character that he, like, you know, that he doesn't, like, make cheesy puns or something like that.
Just chill.
But, I would like to see him play, actually, I would like to see him play, this is actually a good character he can play. I would like to see him actually play, Zod.
Zod.
Yeah.
I could picture that. Although Michael Shannon killed Zod in Man of Steel.
Yeah. But yeah, if he was in Marvel, I would like to see, I can actually see him play, maybe, Colossus.
Yeah. Although I like the current dude that plays Colossus. I think he's pretty funny.
Yeah. Same. And if they still stick with the Colossus, like, in the Deadpool and like, you know, having, like, crossover, but yeah, like, if say, he's, like, the only Colossus, like, you know, the actor who plays him, so Arnold Schwarzenegger, I would like to see him play, maybe, this is actually an interesting character, maybe, Um, hmm, um, ooh, this is a good one. He could play one of the monsters, and you know what that monster is?
Which one?
Fin Fang Boom.
Ah, that'd be cool.
Yeah,
I could
yeah.
picture that.
Sorry, go ahead.
I could picture that.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oof. Rambo Last Blood, 10 out of 10 masterpiece. I'll have to see it. I've heard a little bit about it. I can't wait to see it. Hey, bro, my 3 favorite Star Wars movies are Attack of the Clones, Phantom Menace, and the third favorite is, drumroll please, Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. So, yeah, all the prequels. So, I won't give you trash for liking Episode 2 because it's my favorite. Yeah, I do love Episode 2. I just liked having my favorite Jedi specifically front and center, like Mace Windu, and I like Count Dooku. The only thing would have been made it better would have been if General Grievous, my favorite character of all time, was in it. But let's see. And when I mean favorite, it's my favorite Star Wars movie ever. Okay, well, there's that.
I have a question for you, Taylor.
All right.
If Count Dooku and General Grievous did not die in Revenge of the Sith, what would you think they would do in the original trilogy, like in Rebels, or in the sequel trilogy?
Well, Grievous would have probably been used by Vader and Sidious to hunt Jedi. Vader probably would have not liked him for that, and Sidious Tyrannus himself, Count Dooku, I don't think he would have lived. I think Sidious would have killed him like he tried to kill Maul and take Anakin as his apprentice.
You know what I would like to actually see?
Yeah,
Count Dooku and Darth Maul together.
that would have been cool.
Yeah, and then Count Dooku sacrificed himself for Darth Maul and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, and not only that, but also, if he did live, I would actually like to see a scene Count Dooku. He has a lot of connections, and not only that, he has a lot of secrets and codes. Him and Dark Sidious, and Dark Sidious, when he told Anakin to shut down the droid army, Count Dooku, if he lived, he would have give the codes and give the codes to reactivate all battle droids and all the droid army to the rebellion.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would love them to do that. Do a scene like that where Anakin, he didn't kill him. He captured him and put him, and then Dark Sidious kill him. That wouldn't change much. For him turning to the dark side, it would still, I think, if you didn't kill Count Dooku, it wouldn't be a huge problem, because I think with him having those dreams of Padme dying would still turn into the dark side and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, and also, since you mentioned General Grievous hunting out Jedi, I think maybe he would have had a change of heart, and not only that, but if you look at I was watching a video about his story, and I think if he found out about the Jedi, he would be they're not the bad ones, the insects that he was fighting against were the real bad guys. So
Yeah.
he would have he would kind of forgive the Jedi and have a redemption arc type of thing.
That would have been cool, but I don't know, I just prefer him as a villain. He's just too cool.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
I'm going to try and read a couple of these because I'm going to try and end the stream around 9 o'clock because I got to go to bed. Got to be up at 3 in the morning. It's fun adulting, guys. Your thoughts on Predator Hunting Ground? I just ordered it early. And could you react to Predator Hunting Ground new gameplay trailer? Yeah, that's the whole thing. I got to react to it so I know how to feel about it.
Can I?
Yeah.
Sorry,
Go ahead.
sorry to interrupt, but can I just say something?
Yeah, go ahead.
Like my cousin just showed me the new Predator movie, and I loved it.
Yeah, I like the first half of it, not so much the second half.
Yeah,
I wish the Predator
but
would have
what I like
won.
about it?
Huh.
I love that it like gave not only representation but made him a big part in the movie. Like Templey, I think that is his name. Like
Yeah.
his character had autism and made him like the chosen one for the Predators. I actually really like that.
Yeah, that was a cool part. Although I wish the Super Predator would have won.
Yeah.
Oh, am I all the way down already? Yeah, I am. I'm all the way down. Let's see. I'm reading all these comments, I think, right? Yeah, I'm all the way down the bottom. I thought there was more, so. All right. Oh, come
Sorry
on,
to interrupt
Taylor.
you, by the way.
Huh? Oh, no, that's fine. Oh, come on, Taylor. No one can say Palpatine was not sexy in Rise of Skywalker. Even I'm straight and I can't say he ain't beautiful. Yeah, you gotta be into the Walking Dead for that. Tyler, back me up. B.S. Sylvester Stallone could play Swamp Thing, or at least Yogi Bear. He could probably play Yogi Bear. They need Hanna-Barbera or whoever. Warner Bros. Needs to hire Stallone to play Yogi Bear in the new Hanna-Barbera animated universe.
Oh God.
Like, they're starting it with Scoop. I'm actually excited for Scoop. It looks pretty good. And I love Hanna-Barbera cartoons. I grew up on Hanna-Barbera. So I can't wait to see what they do with their whole little universe going. Because Scoop is going to have Blue Falcon and Dynamite from the old cartoons. And he's going to be in there cameoing. So that's pretty cool. They're already setting up little strings there. Personally, me, I want a Johnny Quest movie, whether animated or live action, because I love Johnny Quest. That's one of my favorite cartoons of all time. Have you ever seen Johnny Quest?
I don't think so. I heard of it, but I haven't watched it.
If you ever watched the 60s, there was the 60s version. He also had a sort of sequel series called the New Adventures of Johnny Quest in the 80s. And then in the early 2000s, you had the Real Adventures of Johnny Quest, which was basically him as a teenager. But a really cool show, especially if you watch the old cartoons. Really dark, but science fiction, fantasy, and all that. Basically, a kid who's his dad's a scientist. He also has his friend Haji, who is essentially a kid they adopted from India after they met him on one of their adventures. And Race Bannon, who is their bodyguard. And they go off on adventures. They encounter different creatures. Like in one episode, they go to like the Amazon and they encounter a pteranodon that's essentially used to by this old man who raised it somehow. Apparently, this pteranodon survived extinction, and the old man uses it to keep these natives as slaves to find what he thinks is gold, I think. And essentially, it's that. It's a really cool episode. Another episode, like some of these are actually terrifying. The one where they encounter the Yeti was utterly terrifying to me as a kid because of the scream, the sound it made in the cartoon. Oh my gosh. And then what else was there? Another one that really scared me as a kid. Like this show legitimately scared me, but it was so good. Was this called The Invisible Monster, where this scientist creates a monster by fusing like energy, and it ends up creating an invisible monster that feeds on energy, including living organisms. And he calls Dr. Quest for help. So they go there, and like they discover that the monster devoured the scientist and has been. I think as a kid, I thought that all the villagers had died in another village, but no, they didn't. Apparently, they escaped. And it's like the monster is going around devouring whatever energy it can get. And like to see it, they throw paint on it to make it visible. And it's this giant blob. It's like a jellyfish or a ghost with one eye. And that just used to scare the crap out of me as a kid. But it was such a good show. If you can ever watch it, the 60s cartoon, it's really well done.
I'll probably check it out.
I would say one of the greatest cartoons ever come out. If you like action, It has science fiction in it, a little bit of fantasy also, because some of the monsters end up being real and whatnot. So it's a really espionage and all of that too. It's kind of a spy thriller also. It's a really cool cartoon.
I like those. I like those dramas, spy thriller.
Yeah, it's like all that mashed into one. If you love all of that, this cartoon is like everything for you.
Interesting.
Johnny Quest, yeah, it's great. What else we got over here? Let's see.
Speaking of cartoons, have you ever watched this show called what's Courage the Cowardly Dog?
No, I know of it, but I never really watched it as a kid. I never really. Hold on, my sisters are screaming. It's probably a bug. Hold on one second. I'll be right back.
No problem.
You can talk to the stream while I'm gone. I'm back. It was something that was not funny. All right. What else we got in the chat? Tyler, who do you like more, Schwarzenegger or Arnold Schwarzenegger, or Stallone or Schwarzenegger?
For me, I'm more of a Schwarzenegger type of guy because like I love like Terminator. I love Jingle All the Way. I love Commando. I love Running Man. I love most of his movies. I love most of his movies. Stallone, I do like, but like still but for me, I like Schwarzenegger because like like he's like he just is he's more of like a guy that likes that he's not afraid of doing science fiction and and he's also a really good actor.
Yeah.
Like Stallone's a really good actor too. Don't get me wrong, but I mean like Schwarzenegger can play a character like a cyborg. Like if you watch Terminator 2, he can really embrace being a Terminator and just being a machine that kills, but a machine can learn about humanity and that scene of him with John Connor when he's going down into into the molten
Yeah.
not the lava,
The
it's not
refinery.
lava, but um
The refinery.
the molten liquid and just him going in there and just dying that's emotional. And yeah, Rocky, that's good and stuff. Not both of them are good, but I'm more Schwarzenegger type of guy because Stallone's good, but I know you haven't seen Rambo Last Blood.
Yeah.
I seen it, and For me, like, no spoilers. I'm not giving any spoilers, but it's a little it was a little underwhelming movie to me, and it just wasn't it just wasn't a good movie to end Rambo's, like, to end the saga. It wasn't to me. There was just some problems. There was problems I had with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, the Creed, like, I do love Creed. I think Stallone, in that movie was perfect.
Yeah. There's like how many? There's like 5 Rocky movies.
And including the Creed movies, which is part of Rocky franchise, that is 7.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see.
But yeah, I'm more of a Schwarzenegger type of guy than Stallone. I do love Stallone, but I'm Arnie.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna go with Stallone. I think. Let's see. I like Predators, but screw Predator 2018. Stupid humor and kill the Predator hunting plot. Kinda. Oh, that's right. I did not like that part of the Predator. I didn't like that they made it about global warming and all that. They took away the very thing that made Predator so unique to other alien movies, and they trashed it, and I hated that so bad. Oh man, that was a very bad decision. Like, the only reason they come now is to harvest our DNA and all that to improve themselves, and that has been done before, and I hate that that's canon now. Ugh.
You know what I hate about the Predator 2018? I hate about that movie
Huh.
is, just like in Predators, they kill off the good Predator, like the Predator that helps the humans.
That's true. Like, I'm not really too much against it. Maybe if they had another Predator that was still there, maybe it would have been better. Because you originally had the Predators that were supposed to fight with the military.
Yeah. Also, I kind of wish that this movie did a little bit more successful, because if we got the sequel, it would have done a lot more better.
Yeah. And finally, we could have gotten... Sorry. And finally, we could have gotten Alien versus Predator. A good one, where they fight the Alien King, like in the original script for Alien versus Predator 2, which would have been so much better than Requiem.
Yeah, and not only that, but, just like in the first Alien versus Predator, like the sequel to Predator, and the sequel to and also this in Alien versus Predator, which is the sequel to Predator 2018. They, like, for me, just like they did was the lead character and Scar from Alien versus Predator. They could have, develop and do more with, like, the kid that has autism in the movie.
Yeah.
And have him, working with the Predator and fighting. So, like, kind of like not a copycat, not like the same thing like they did, but more different.
Yeah.
And not like that, but, like, just how awesome would it be, like, for me, I would like to. That would, like, for me, see myself, because for me, I have autism and I love the Predators. So for me, like, you seeing, like, an awesome guy with like a Predator, and, like, fighting with them against, like, the Xenomorphs, how cool would that be?
Yeah. I want Serpent Hunter. I want that Predator eventually. I love that Predator. Let's see. Tyler, do you like... Huh?
Sorry,
go ahead. You can go ahead.
Sorry to interrupt you, by the way.
That's fine. Because I'm going to go through these in the next 10 minutes, because I'm going to end it at 9 o'clock so I can get ready for bed.
No problem. But yeah, sorry to interrupt you, by the way.
Oh, go ahead. Don't worry about it.
But yeah, I would like to, but yeah, like, the one part in the movie that I would love to see, but I knew they wouldn't do it because, like, that would kind of be the end of the movie, is I would love to see the Berserker. I would like to see this Berserker succeed in this mission and take, like, like, the lead character's boy who has autism into the Predator's planet, and 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 see how he he's wisdom, because I would like to because that I would like to see him to actually take that story. There's a story of in the Predator comics of this woman becoming one
Oh
of
yeah.
the Predators, and this is this is in Dark Horse Comics, and it's a very interesting story. So I'd like to see them take on that. I would love to see them take on that. So having him becoming one with the people, and just they like I said in the movie, he's the chosen one to them to help lead their race forward in the future.
Yeah. Let's see.
I would like
Go
I
ahead.
would like to see. Oh, sorry.
Don't worry about it. Go ahead.
But yeah, I would love would have loved to see them take on that, because just when you see him in the movie and see how the Predators he looks like an important tool to their race.
Yeah. Let's see. Tyler, did you like the romance stuff in Attack of the Clones? It was my favorite thing. Made me shed a tear. Okay, now you're a troll. Now you're a troll. I know your game now. Superman Returns. Hey, wanted to tell you, been with your channel since Tremors 5 review. Just never had a count to comment. Oh, that is old. You've been here since the beginning. You have been here since what was that? 20 it was late 2015, 2016? Yeah, that's old. You have been here a long time. I'm sorry I called you a troll. Let's see. Tyler, what's your favorite scene from Rey in the sequel trilogy? Same question for Taylor.
For me, my favorite scene of Rey is probably. I actually, in the Rise of Skywalker, I actually love the scene of Rey against Kylo, in the wreckage of the Death Star.
Yeah, I think I do agree. That's probably my favorite scene, thinking back to everything.
Yeah, and not only that, I also love the scene where she. My other favorite scene, I also love of Rey, is when she goes into the throne room.
Yeah.
Of the Death Star of her grandfather, the Emperor, and she goes into his secret lair. That was cool, and not only that, seeing her dark side self.
Yeah, I had to agree with that. Pretty much the fight with Kylo would be mine.
Which fight of Kylo?
Oh, the one from the Rise of Skywalker on the wreckage on the sea.
Yeah.
That or any, I guess, Porgs. I'm thinking of Porgs. Any interaction with her and the Porgs. Rey just was not a really big character to me. I was more fascinated with Kylo. I would have liked. I think she was good in the Force Awakens, but the rest of the movies kind of didn't really do it for me with her character as much as I would have liked it to have been done. Let's see. Sylvester Stallone is my favorite actor. Only old guy who still does his own stunts. That's true.
Yeah.
Well, some others do,
Stallone?
but not the extremes at his age of 74. Rambo 6 confirmed he's going to an Indian area. We'll have to see about that. I haven't heard of that yet. What were you saying, Tyler?
Do you say about Stallone? He does his own stunts.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can give him that. I saw Arnold Schwarzenegger did his own stunts.
I can't remember. I'd have to look. I know he does a couple of them. Just imagine The Rock in 50 years. He's as old as them, and he's still doing his thing. I'm wondering what it's going to look like old man Dwayne Johnson.
Yeah. Speaking of The Rock, have you seen the new Jumanji movie?
No, I haven't. I've seen the first one, Welcome to the Jungle. Well, technically second, but I like that one. Well, but I haven't seen Jumanji 2 yet.
This new one I actually love better than Welcome to the Jungle, because not only that, but this movie was also filmed in Banff in Alberta, near an hour away from me.
Yeah.
And not only that, it also has a post-credit scene, and it sets up for Jumanji. Well, technically Jumanji 4, but Jumanji 3, and it's a good post-credit scene, and not only that, but after seeing that movie, I was actually talking to my mom about um, about this movie, and the and just like in the Rise of Skywalker, they did with Carrie Fisher, I actually told my mom that I had this theory that they would do in Jumanji 3, and I told her that even though, like, Lion the Museum was his last movie, I would love it if they had, like, like a scene of Ron Williams in this movie. So, like, just like they did honoring him in Welcome to the Jungle, I would love to see a scene of him, like, a flashback of, like, him and and for the movie they make a grandson of, like, a Ron Williams character,
Yeah.
Alan Parrish, and have him become the main part in the movie, and yeah, like having a couple scenes with him, and not only that, but just like there's also one scene in the movie. I'm not gonna get into spoiler talk, but when you see the movie, I'll tell you the rest.
Yeah. Things with Robin Williams, he really did not like cameos after someone had died. He didn't like that concept. He actually had a an agreement with his family. I think for at least 10 years, no one can use any like representation of him in any movie. Like
Oh,
no,
really?
yeah, no cameos and all. I think it stems from his distrust of Disney. Like when the original Aladdin came out, he asked for two things. He did not want to be the genie character to be a part of the big marketing for the movie. He didn't want that whole thing for him, and he also because he had already signed on to do another animated film in Ferngully. He was just becoming an up and coming comedian at the time, and he had already signed on for that. Well, Disney wanted him to quit Ferngully for Disney, and he refused to do that because he had already promised them he'd do that. And I forget who was the he had left Disney and became the president of DreamWorks. I forget his name, but he essentially went behind Robin Williams' back and just really screwed him by putting the genie in all of the marketing for Aladdin, and it really soured the way Robin Williams and Disney operated after that, and just in general how Robin Williams worked with Disney Studios after that. That's why he didn't come back to voice the genie in the second Aladdin film. Luckily, a new president had stepped in and basically apologized to Robin Williams, and they were already close friends, and that's why he was able to come back for the third Aladdin film. So that was like the whole thing with Robin Williams. He really had a thing for. He didn't want to be. I guess I'm trying to think of it. He didn't want to be exploited. I guess you could say.
I I, I can understand that, but for me, like, like the remake of, like, Aladdin, like, I love Will Smith and stuff, but for me, I don't see it as I want to. For me, I wouldn't exploit him. Like, that's not, like, for me, I would more see it as, like, honoring his legacy, and just like, still, like, remembering him, because, like, when you look at, like, because it's like, the reason why I said that is you look at Dwayne Johnson, like Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle, and The Next Level, and Aladdin. Like, it's like it's like, like, for me, I like them, but I like the original, and it's just like, you just don't want people to remember, like, the remakes than the original, because as people, remember them more, then they'll, like, forget Ron Williams as a genie and Williams as Alan Parrish.
Yeah.
Like, what I'm trying to say is, like, like, still, like, like, having something to remembering him, and at least, like, and Jumanji Welcome Jungle, at least like they did like honor they honored him, like even though like he didn't cameo, they did like put like a special tribute for him, and at least Dwayne Johnson did talk about like he want to like kind of they do want to honor like Ron Williams in a way. So I know, but you know what I'm trying to say is like, you know, still like honoring, still like reminding fans of like that Jumanji Welcome Jungle is not the first Jumanji film, and it didn't start this. It was Ron Williams and
Yeah.
the first Jumanji movie that started this.
Yeah. All right, guys. We're gonna read out the last of these comments real quick, but I gotta go now because I got work at 3 o'clock in the morning, so I gotta go to sleep. So we're gonna go ahead and read through the last of these comments, and hope y'all enjoyed the stream. Let's see. He's going 6 Rockies and 2 Creeds, so there's 8 Rocky movies all in total. James Gunn said Sylvester Stallone will have a big part in Guardians 3. That's cool. Guardians of the Galaxy 3. P.S. Autocorrect will not stop with Gardens. Okay. Yeah, I get that joke from Volume 2. Hey, Tyler, I like when you're in streams, you make them funnier.
Thank you. Not only make them funnier, I try to make them more interesting because I see so much like news and updates, and I always like, you know, like try to like look up more information about movies, about like characters and stuff to keep everyone informed and excited, and try to spread the word to like, you know, have more more people check out of like, you know, like movies and TV shows that are coming for like Marvel or DC or Magic or Warhammer or whatever, to like, you know, like get the people pumped and interested for.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Also, sorry that I made that long about Ron Williams and Jumanji 4 and stuff.
No, it's fine. I rambled on about Just League Dark. Let's see. I gotta head out. Next comment. I want Taylor to hear, but really hope Tyler can do this. If anyone has, I gotta head out. Next comment. I want Tyler to hear. Okay, I get it. If anyone has PlayStation, I'm putting my PSN in Taylor's comments later. Okay, I seen game vids. Can't remember what console you have. I have a PlayStation 5. And you should be able to find me through PlayStation. Jurassic Room, it's the same thing, or Taylor Lake. It should be under either or. I believe it should be Jurassic Room. I'll have to link that. I'll have to link that after this. And then peace out. Love your stream. So that's it. That's all the comments. And there's no one. Okay, someone came back, but yeah. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching the stream. It was really awesome. Thanks for helped me celebrate my 21st birthday. That was really fun, getting here and talking with you guys about all this cool stuff and getting to draw a little bit, so that's pretty fun. Got this picture here, as y'all can see. I'm going to take I got some stuff holding up this tablet. I'm filming on a tablet, so you can see the picture I've been drawing here of Godzilla versus King Ghidorah. Not incredible, but it's still, I guess it's alright. And then, let's see, where I was going somewhere with this. Let's hit we are 90 subs away from 3,000 subscribers, so we're almost there. That's really cool. Be sure to check out Tyler's channel, check out his social media pages. And Tyler, you can put the links in after this video is uploaded. So be able to check him out. And let's see, I got another cat in here now. And by the way, want to make a special announcement real quick. I have been monetized. Like 2 days ago, I went in to be monetized by YouTube because it's about time I tried, and maybe I'll make a little bit of money on the side now. Help me out a little bit, and so I got done, and I can now run ads. So,
you can start merchandising like you mentioned to me earlier.
Yeah, I am planning on doing a little bit of merch, possibly. T-shirts is the big thing. If y'all check my Instagram, I actually posted on the community page as well on YouTube. the shock sausage design, the electric catfish design that I was working on, that's up there, and I plan to work on others that I'll of course post on my social media as time goes on. So, any closing words, Tyler?
Um, my yeah. If you guys like, um want to hear hear sorry sorry, I'm a little tired.
You're good, and I am too.
Yeah, like if you guys want to hear more like live streams and see more, we'll try to get them up as possible. It's just we've just been very very busy, and Taylor has to wake up at 3 in the morning to work and stuff, and yeah, and sorry to those that we didn't get to their questions. I know there was one that like you had a question for me and Taylor, yeah, like I love talking to you guys, and on my YouTube I haven't been as active and stuff, and I haven't done a lot of videos because like I just don't have because I try to be more do more videos and I just haven't had I just haven't had a lot of time to work a lot on my YouTube channel because I just been busy and stuff. But anyway, I'll try I will have the time to do more for my channel. But anyway, I'm glad that I came back and talking to you guys and getting your guys' questions and answering them, and make sure you subscribe to him because Jurassic, because Taylor, because Jurassic Room, if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be talking to him. I would just be just liking YouTube videos and commenting them, and I wouldn't be getting a lot of and I wouldn't be talking to you guys, and yeah, and also if you guys are in, also it's up to Taylor, but if you guys want to see get merchandise and stuff like that, will he'll think about that. He'll try to see if that happen. But yeah, sorry to those that we didn't get back. But yeah, we hope to do this again someday because we have fun talking to you guys and getting your guys' questions and talking about anything, movies, video games, or TV shows, and everything geek genre.
And that's that. And we did get all the comments. Let's see, he Superman Returns said the next comment would be his last, and that was one about the PlayStation PSN. So yeah, we got everyone covered. I thought there were way more earlier than that's good for me. So yeah, guys, thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more videos. And of course, I'll let y'all know if I end up going to Comic-Con to meet Steve Blum and all them. That would be a really cool experience, but we'll see if I can go. And let's see, Friday, it was one of these days. I'm going, it was going to be last night, but I was so tired from, my birthday and the dentist and all that. So I was going to do a reaction with my family to Godzilla King of the Monsters, but I'll get it done sometime this weekend. So there's that. So anyway, guys, thanks Tyler for being here, and thanks guys for watching. And let's hit the 3,000 subscriber mark.
See ya.